There we go. All right. I'm getting like some weird feedbacky shit in my head, so I don't know if you're hearing it. It's like a tick, 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 tick. All right. I can smell that one from over here. That smells flavored. Yeah, you definitely. That's probably why I wouldn't like the acid cigars.
This one you want it. I think the Cuba you would.
That because that smells flavored.
This one is by far sweeter than the.
I'm gonna move this out just a little bit. Oh, hey, it's Patrick. I see him. He's waiting. There he is. What's up, Patrick?
Good evening, Flower. How are you?
Oh, look at that. I got a gigantic middle finger. I love it.
He needs turned up.
I'm going to start sending him the sicky dicky shit that I send Jason and Mo all the time. Have you ever seen the sicky dicky account on Instagram?
No.
No. It's just some dude who he ends every video with a middle finger.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, I'll start including you on sending the stupid shit that I send to everybody else.
How are we, gents?
Oh, fantastic!
Doing well. How are you, Patrick?
I'm very good.
We recorded a show, and I forgot to send a link and tell you guys that we were recording a show, and then I was just like, "Fuck! Well, we're gonna do another show." Well, so
at least you recorded the show. It makes change.
Yeah. Well, Mo and I did a show last weekend when I was in Dayton.
Thanks for the invite.
Well, that was at 11 o'clock at night our time, which would have been like 4 in the morning your time.
Oh, no, it might have been 6. I probably would have been just getting out of bed.
Yeah, so it was like, but we were beat. I don't know how that show's going to turn out. I haven't listened to it yet. I haven't done any editing on it yet, but I'm sure it'll be great.
If it's any consolation, I haven't listened to any podcast we've recorded in a long time, actually.
Damn it.
I can't remember the last show of ours I listened to. I think it was 3 years ago.
Probably. You quit listening about the time we started recording.
Pretty much.
So.
Yeah, I listened to a couple of the ones we did when in and around the time I was planning to work at McLaren, and then just in case I said anything stupid.
Well, yeah, and I edit all that stuff out just for you because I'm a nice guy. I'm a good friend.
Yeah, shouldn't have bothered. Didn't get the job.
Well, that's all right. You got to scoot it closer.
Well, then feel free to say what you want now about him.
Oh, he did on the one show.
I'm still trying to get a job there. But
yeah, well.
Oops.
It's all right. I mean,
no, I didn't say anything that was.
You didn't say anything that you shouldn't have. You just didn't want the name mentioned that you were looking to get a job at McLaren. That's all.
Yeah,
it's fine.
Yeah, no, it's all good.
So what have you been up to?
Right?
Yeah,
not a lot. Not a lot, to be honest. I'm trying to think. I haven't spoken to you since the wedding. I went to a wedding in Norway. I went back to Norway for a weekend.
Yeah, I saw that. That looked like a lot of fun.
It was really good fun. There was a lot of very good whiskey.
So, speaking of really good whiskey, I've heard that there are distilleries that are opening up in England that they're starting to produce an English whiskey.
Yeah, I won't drink it. I'll stick to the Scottish stuff.
Really? Because what I've seen, the 2 articles I've seen that talked about it were, if you're looking for something different, check out English whiskey. They never named what distillers they were, but they were like, and the one of them talked like real highly of English whiskey in general.
I'll take a look at it, but there's a couple of good distilleries outside of Scotland that I will, if I can buy a bottle of, I will do. And one of them's actually Welsh. One of them's Penderyn. It's a really good.
Well, and as we all know, Welsh is not English. It's not UK. Well,
it is UK.
It is UK. It's not
London. It's not English.
Yeah, because
it's not England. So
my uncle's Welsh. Did I ever tell you that? Yeah. I have an uncle who's Welsh. Liz, actually,
from God's country, mate.
Liz's uncle is Welsh. Her uncle Phil.
So you don't have one. You just gained one.
I gained one. I have an aunt who's Iranian though. But she's adopted.
Okay.
Because I'd made a comment to somebody about Iranians not having a sense of humor, And I said, well, that's just the culture of what it is. My aunt grew up here in the U.S. She's adopted, and she has no sense of humor either. But she's just Iranian. Like, it's in their DNA to not be funny.
Or to have fun.
Or to have fun.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that,
Hey.
we're sitting here smoking cigars, drinking whiskey.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Life has been pretty quiet. I've been quite enjoying the fact that life has been pretty quiet.
That's good. I like the workout videos you've been doing.
Yeah, I'm trying to be less fat.
Same here. Now that I still can't lift or do anything. I can't row. I can't really use an assault bike. I can't lift anything over 4 pounds with my left arm. But
you can use an assault bike. You just can't use the arms.
Well, yeah, I can't use the left arm. I can use the right arm, but I can't use the left arm, which kind of just makes the damn thing useless. But we do have the Concept 2 bike. So I've been riding that thing. Holy
they're brilliant. That's what I've got. I've got a Concept 2 bike in my garage.
Yeah, that thing is fucking brutal. So you did the 16,000 meters in 30 minutes, or tried to get to 16,000 meters in 30 minutes?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't. I was at low damper, high revs, just trying to keep the RPM up rather than looking at the speed.
Yeah, and I meant to ask you where you had the damper set at that, because I was going to attempt that yesterday, and I had it set at 6. And I went hard for like 5 minutes at around 90 RPM, I was trying to like just do 100 calories in 5 minutes. And I fell shy by about 7 calories. It was a bitch.
The good thing about those Concept 2 bikes is you can drop the damper down so it's a little bit lower and get the revs up so you can use it like a spin bike, or you can put the damper up to 10 and really have to put the power in. I mean, one of the ones I like to do is 30 seconds at damper 10, but do it as standing. So, do it as a standing bike and then drop the damper down to like 3 and see you're at damper 10, standing at like 60 RPM, drop the damper down to like 3 and whack the RPMs up to like 90 so you can really get the fan spinning and just alternate between the two.
I'll have to try that. I usually leave it right around 5.5. And then do 1 minute intervals for 30 minutes. So I'll do like 1 minute interval at 60 and then 1 minute at 70, 1 minute 60, and I'll do that for 5 minutes and then go 60, 80, 60, 90, and then go 2 rounds in that 5 minute period at 100 RPM. But then work my way back down 90, 80, 70. In that, I thought I was going to fucking die. Like, that was brutal.
Yeah, that sounds pretty horrible, to be honest.
It was horrible. Like, it was absolutely horrible. I think I just
This will make you feel really disgusting. I did an hour at damper 10, sitting at 65 RPM. That was something like 32 kilometers.
Ugh.
It was disgusting.
That damper 10, like I haven't taken it above 8, like consecutively.
Yeah.
Like I've gone to 10 and I'm like, oh, this is way too difficult.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop back down.
But yeah, the thing is, like, I'm really comfortable on a bike. I do spend a lot of time on like I got a racer, I got a road bike.
You're one of those people. You're a party dancer.
Yeah, I got full Lycra, banana hammock, and I'll go out for like 2 hours on my bike around here. So I'm comfortable. That sort of thing. So
yelled at a guy on a bike the other day.
If needs be, mate, it's got to be done.
There were 2 of them. Actually, there were women. They were right in the middle of the road.
Yeah, no, if they're in the middle of the road, it's a shut. Anytime I ever stray from the side of the road is when there's like large gutters. Yeah,
it was
and drain holes. So
I went around them. So she was kind of off to the right, and then as I put my turn signal on, I went. Well, it would be odd for you. I went left of center instead of right of center to go around them, and she started moving more to the center of the road. To which, at that point, I think I put the window down and told her to get the fuck out of the way. And
yeah, she needs to get in the bin.
Yeah, she was about to get bent because I damn near hit her with my mirror. Like, she just kept coming over. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? We have that problem out here. So, I've described where I live. I live on a country road, and I always have cyclists up and down the road. And there are several times where I've been in altercations, like verbal altercations with cyclists because they won't ride in a single file line. They'll ride 4 wide on a road, and you can't get around them even if you go left to center. It's just it's a problem out here. It's like having a bunch of rats in their house.
Same thing.
You got to be. We've done it before. Like, you got to be considerate. You realize that stay to the side of the road, or you're going to get stay to the side of the road, or you will get knocked off the bike.
Yeah. Well, I wish we could. We're not allowed to. It's a share the road thing out here. We're not allowed to touch
it's them. It's a share the road thing here, but it's more likely to happen if you're 2 or 3 wide.
But I feel like in UK, if you bump somebody, like with your mirror, with your car, there'd be like just a polite exchange, and then.
Oh no! If I'm on a bike and someone clatters me, if I'm on a bike and someone clatters me with a mirror, mate, someone's getting it.
Well, that's you, but I feel like there'd be a fucking cunt here, or a fucking cunt there, here a cunt, there a cunt, and everywhere.
Oh, there'll be a verbal spat and probably some physicals.
But here, someone would get sued.
Yeah, but that's because America, everyone gets sued.
Well, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I'm probably being sued right now, and I just don't know it yet.
I meant to bring you those papers today. I forgot.
Oh, damn it.
You're from the land of ambulance chasers.
Oh, yeah.
Lawyers chasing ambulances to see if they can get any business out of it.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
I know all about that.
It's not quite that. It's not that bad here.
We had our just in the form of ambulance chasers. We had a hailstorm back in May, and I'm still getting phone calls from guys wanting to fix roofs and do siding and all the other shit.
Yeah.
Basically, it's August now, so. Oh, Jason said he's going to try to hop on here in a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, he's currently trying to put the number 22 car back together.
Yeah, I know. Poor guy.
Yeah.
He seems to be putting the number 2 car back together more than it's actually been on the track.
Yeah, I'm nervous about that. Might be some long days.
Well, I think the one. Well, the one he said it had to go off to the shop, like the one where the Mustang rear-ended it and bent the rear axle, and I think that one had to go back and get straightened. There may have been a little bit of more damage than.
Well, I was talking to him the other day. The 22 car, the 22 car was racing Lime Rock, and obviously got trashed. So he's back doing stuff today, which is rebuilding it basically. Which I'm assuming it's the one that's been to the shop, been straightened out. So he was doing all the fuel cells and things like that. So it's been in a hefty one.
Yeah, and you're heading out there soon to do some work with Jason, right?
Yeah, fly to Chicago and then drive up to Milwaukee or Sheboygan for Road America.
That's going to be
on Wednesday.
Time. That's going to be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be good. So that car's going to be in one piece. There was one of the other cars they're running a second car this week as well.
Is it the 99 or is it the white and blue one? Because the green one's an SRO car.
Yeah, no, it's the one it was the SRO car.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to be all hands on when I get there on Thursday morning. All hands on to get that one up to IMSA spec, because the IMSA spec is totally different to SRO.
Right. Which
sorry, you have to go to Chicago.
Yeah, Chicago's not great, but
I am going to Chicago twice.
I apologize.
So
I don't mind Chicago. I don't mind it. I'm going to watch the Cubs a week on Monday. So
there you go.
I've only been through the airport in Chicago, but I would like to go to Chicago at some point. So we were talking about, and I don't know where we've landed yet because we haven't finalized plans, but we're looking to do Indy again this year. But I don't know if Jason's working it or if we're just going to hang out. I don't know what. I was with Mo last weekend, but we didn't really we didn't really talk about going to Indy, but I'm trying to figure out if we're going to do Indy again this year and just all hang out, get pit passes, and just fuck around.
Yeah, I have no chance. In my current job, I have no chance because I don't have any vacation. I've got 7 days vacation left, and that needs to be for the week before Christmas so I can go snowboarding.
You can come here and go snowboarding. We get snow here.
Yeah, but not in October in Indianapolis.
No.
Where do you go snowboarding at, Patrick?
I go down to the
French
Alps in France. French Alps.
That's what I was going to say. It's got to be way cooler than Ohio or Indiana.
Yeah, it's way cooler than...
yeah.
Than...
Yeah, we don't... all right.
Yeah, there's Jason, too. I just accepted
I'm guessing
him.
that... Yeah, I've got him as well.
So what were you saying?
Look at that sexy motherfucker.
What's up?
Quit interrupting, Jason. We're talking about Patrick snowboarding.
Oh, God. Who wants to listen to that?
Guys on trays, mate. Oh, hey, Jay.
Oh, there it goes. Gonna get to switch to my AirPods.
Oh, hey, buddy.
Humble flex.
What's happening? Yeah.
Well, we were just talking about the 99 car or the 22 car and you rebuilding it, and then potential Indy trip because I talked to Mo briefly, but I don't know what the deal. I'm not 100% on what the deal is with that right now. I still want to try to come if we can all get together and go. Patrick said he's not coming because he needs to go snowboarding in the French Alps.
Well, I guess that's probably not a bad excuse.
Well, I'm looking at the cost. I'd look at the cost of flights and go, I can get a whole holiday for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I would rather go to... As much as I hate snow, I'd rather go to the French Alps than stay here in Ohio.
Mad River Mountain.
Oh, my God. Mad River Mountain. What a...
Mad River Foothill.
I've never been there, and...
As cheap as the beer is in Indianapolis, the beer in France is cheaper.
It's probably better, too.
I wouldn't say that. It's cheaper.
I was kind of curious to that response. I've never had French beer.
I haven't either. I've had French wine.
They're like pints of... mate, we drink a lot of Belgian stuff, but...
I was gonna ask you, do other countries that you've been to or where you live have as many imported beers as America does?
Oh, more.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Actually, there's a bottle of beer that I'm going to get for Patrick. I don't know how I'm going to get it to you, but 5 minutes from my house, there's a brewery, and they only do Belgian beer.
He's about to be in America. Go buy it, and when he lands,
He's
gives you
going
his
to be
hotel.
in fucking Wisconsin. I ain't driving.
You overnight it.
I'm not. You can't ship beer in Ohio.
You're not shipping beer. You're shipping a snow globe.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a distillery that does Belgian wheats, and that's what they specialize in. They're called Rockmill Brewing.
I'll let you know a secret. Unless it's brewed in Belgium, it's not Belgian beer.
Hey,
you got me.
If it's
like
brewed,
Kentucky whiskey made in Indiana.
well, that's not a thing.
Exactly. That's kind of what Patrick's getting at.
Well, it's Belgian style.
That's like
it's Belgian style.
It's like having sparkling wine that's made in America and calling it champagne because it's sparkling wine.
You're not allowed.
It's only champagne if it comes from the Champagne region of France.
Right, but they don't do that in America. If it's not champagne unless it comes from France. Other than that, it's called sparkling wine.
Yeah, well, you're calling Belgian beer that's made in the U.S.
Belgium style beer.
Okay, so it's American beer.
So it's it's brewed in America. I mean, anything that's done in America is America.
Get him, Patrick.
Unless it's brewed by the crazy monks in Belgium, mate. I ain't drinking it.
Oh no, I want you to try. I want you to tell me how it ranks to
Belgian beer?
A Belgian beer.
It tastes of freedom.
Well, I mean,
USA.
Everything in America
USA.
tastes like freedom. Well, actually, right now everything's under lock and key because Biden's a dickhead. But he's
someone I know actually just posted a photo of probably one of my favorite beers to drink over there, and it's one that you can only get in Wisconsin.
Shinerbach.
Spotted Cow.
What is it?
From
Spotted cow.
Yeah, Spotted Cow from New Glarus.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I haven't heard of that.
Oh, it's a good one, mate. You should hear of it.
Well, it's only available in Wisconsin.
Yeah, I've also always never been to Wisconsin, so
Well, and Randy doesn't drink beer.
that's not true.
Well,
I don't drink beer like you drink beer.
Weekly.
Yeah, I don't drink beer weekly. Correct. I will if you say, "Hey, here's a new beer to try." Have I not tried it?
You've tried it.
And I went out with my buddy a couple weeks back and brought you some beers I thought you'd like.
You did.
Because I tasted flights from 2 different breweries.
And one of those beers got dumped down the drain. We didn't talk about that, any of that.
No, I'm curious now.
It was actually the sour.
Oh, the one I thought you'd like?
I drank one glass of it. I'm like, oh, this is really good. I went for the second glass. I'm like, I can't do any more of
Yeah,
this.
I didn't. That's the only beer I didn't finish that night in my flights.
You can't see Jason, but he's under the car now.
I was going to say, your conversation about beer is getting so boring. Jay's jumped back in there.
Yeah, Jay's like, fuck it. I'm going to go lay on the floor.
No, I'm trying to stay moving because some of these parts I didn't take off of this car, and now I got to figure out where they're supposed to go.
Man, this show's international. All kinds of beer talk, and we got a mechanic working on a car.
Well, I was going to... So, there's a group chat. I was going to name it to 2 mechanics, a dingo, and an idiot. But I haven't named the group chat yet.
2 mechanics, an idiot, and a guy who loses the photos.
Well, if he loses...
I still haven't forgiven him for that.
If he loses the photos and the videos I did this past weekend, then we're going to have some real problems. I spent a lot of time walking around with his camera. So...
Nice.
Did you guys crack open that Heaven Hill?
We did not.
Awesome. Good.
I even mentioned it like 4 times. We drank 4 different whiskeys on that show.
Nice.
In that...
Jason's currently under the car, though.
Yeah, he is...
Jason's currently under the car.
He keeps taking the camera. He takes the phone with him.
You should like screen record, so make a little Instagram post of it.
No, you know what? That whole screen record shit that I did last time ate up all the memory on my iPad. And I was like, fuck this. I ain't doing that shit again. I deleted that video.
Screenshot it.
I don't want to.
Okay.
That means I have to lean forward and hit the
Yeah, I know.
two of the buttons. And
Sorry for trying to help with content.
it's not worth it. People can use their imaginations. They know what the underside of a car looks like. And if they don't, bend down and look.
If you don't know what the underside of a car looks like, bend over.
Bend over and look under your car. Figure it out.
Oh, yeah, look under the car, too.
Yeah, just don't bend over. You might drop the soap or something. So when you guys doing the tortilla challenge, you and Andrea?
I don't know. It's funny. She tagged me in that earlier, and before you mentioned that thing, and I was watching, I was cracking up. But
some of the
if we do it on Wednesday, if we do it on Wednesday, on Wednesday, I'll be there.
Oh, can we get Patrick and Jason to do the tortilla challenge?
What's the tortilla challenge?
The tortilla challenge is you have 2 people stand in front of the camera. They each take a drink of water, like a mouthful of water. They rock, scissors, paper, and whoever wins slaps the other one in the face with a tortilla.
Okay.
The goal is to not laugh, because if you laugh, you're spitting water over the other person.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say you're spitting on the person that slapped you, so it's like, who really loses there? I'll take a tortilla slap to the face if I could spit water at you.
No, the likelihood is whoever slaps the other person will laugh, and then you get slapped the tortilla and spat on.
Yeah.
I think I could do that without laughing.
There's one with The Rock and Kevin James.
I'm an emotional stone, so good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, there's one with The Rock and Kevin James, or Kevin Smith.
I mean, you're British. You're all emotional
Hart.
stones.
Kevin Hart. Jesus Christ. I'm going to go through all the famous Kevins.
Kevin Duncan.
Kevin Hart, and it's hilarious. Like, he hits The Rock so hard in the face, and The Rock just, like, looks at him like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Did they get him a step ladder?
No. He just reaches up and slaps him, and The Rock never wins the rock, paper, scissors, ever.
That's because he keeps picking rock.
Probably.
See, predictable.
But he just keeps losing, and, like, there's one where they add in, like, the subtitles, and he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Like, a tortilla slap doesn't hurt, though, at all.
No, but it's funny. It's funny.
No, I get it. I just think I think I would do well at this challenge. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
I think it's funny. I think the concept's hilarious, and I will definitely watch if you all do it. But I think I could do well at that.
Well,
Jason,
what?
Did Andrea tell you I'm coming to Arizona on Tuesday?
I knew you were coming over at some point. I just didn't know when.
Okay. Just checking.
Well, shit, I'm going to grab a flight and come out, too.
You know what was
I'm not, because I have to pay for 2 seats.
Yeah, you do. And a seatbelt extension.
Right. Those are free.
She said that you were coming up because I told her that you and I talked about it. But then her friend is supposed to be like staying with us for a few months. It got postponed now, but I was like, where the fuck do you want him to sleep at? Like,
with our friend.
All these rooms.
Yeah.
Apparently I was going to sleep in the garage.
Well, you could. You lose about 25 pounds by the time you leave.
I was going to say, Arizona, this time of year.
You want to get thin, there's the way to do it, Patrick.
Yeah,
I'll be okay with that. I'll be down to 225, and I'm nearly at 250 now.
Yeah, but you're also like 6'7".
250 from what? 250?
I'm nearly down to 250, yeah.
Down to 250?
Yeah.
What the fuck have you been doing, man?
I've been doing this thing called exercise.
Don't know if you Americans have heard of it. I remember 250, man. 8th grade was fun.
I've been running. I've been cycling. I've been doing constantly varied functional movements that are at high intensity.
Yeah, he's doing all the functional shit. Did you see the Dave Castro, Greg Glassman post that was the other day?
Yeah.
I saw something about that.
I'm like, so is Greggy boy coming back?
Right. No, he's doing like a
consulting.
No, that he's doing this sugar-free. It's he's cracking on with that whole the science.
Yeah, he's getting back on it.
But
I don't remember what it's called. I can't remember what it's called, but I know the guy. His wife is now helping him deliver like seminars on whatever it was.
Because he doesn't have any social media accounts, so who knows what the hell he's up to anymore.
Greg, yeah, he does.
Does he?
He has the CrossFit book. Yeah.
The CrossFit book, yeah.
Yeah, his CrossFit CEO thing, I think, is gone.
Yeah, the CEO one's on this Twitter account.
Yeah,
the CrossFit book's there.
I think he's got another one as well, the CrossFit OG.
Well, somebody said that was fake though.
Oh wow.
He is actually drywall killer. If you guys know that account.
Nobody knows that account.
You don't know that account. These two would though.
The drywall killer.
Yep, sounds like they don't.
Drywall killer was a guy who would always post shit against CrossFit or be some. He was an internet troll against CrossFit.
Yeah, he was weirdo.
Let's have him on the show.
I don't know that you could handle him on the show.
Only one way to find out.
But we're not calling him. I don't know who it is. No, I don't know who it was. I don't know a whole lot of people that actually know who it was.
Yeah, I never knew who that dude was either.
Hey, Jason.
Yeah, CrossFit _OG.
Can you send me a picture of your 10mm socket, big boy? Deep well?
Well, it is. I have a shallow next to me, but not a deep well.
I've
Deep well's in the toolbox.
I've got a shallow. My second belly button shallow.
Well, in a few days' time, he's going to be in the right area of the country to be picking up some fine tools because Snap-On's based out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, they are.
Yep.
I just watched a test on a Donut Media, the YouTube channel, basically car-based.
Yeah.
Some of their stuff's really dumb, but some of it's comical to me. And I was watching last night, and they tested Harbor Freight tools versus what the packaging says. Like, compare these to Snap-On, compare these to Klein, whatever. And 2 of the 3 did better than the more expensive tools through all their torture tests. I was impressed. Sorry, you mentioned Snap-On. That made me think of that because Snap-On did not do as well as their price would indicate.
Everything that I have purchased.
Oh, they're insanely overpriced.
Well, yeah.
But they are good tools, though.
I've not had a problem with Snap-On. We've been using them. Dad's been using them since before I was born.
I love their stuff.
I mean, that's
Crazy. What it costs.
The reason why Snap-On costs so much is because they come to you, not you go to them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They name their price and drop it off to you. Here's your $10,000 toolbox topper.
Everything I have ever purchased from Harbor Freight has broken.
Not me. Some things have.
Some of the shit that I bought from Harbor Freight didn't work when I took it out of the box.
Oh, I could see that. With Harbor Freight, it depends on what you get. Like, I'm not looking for the high-end stuff, but like a screwdriver set.
Well,
if I need something in a pinch,
it was an air ratchet.
Some of the Harbor Freight toolboxes are really good.
Yeah, I've got a belt
They do
sander from
have some
Harbor
nice
Freight.
stuff now. What is it, like Icon or something? They got some kind of
Yeah, they tested the Icon
boxes
on that
are
video.
legit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's their new line, I
But-
think.
really nice stuff.
But all the hand tools, no, give me Snap-on every day of the week.
Yeah, most of that's what surprised me because they did real torture tests that you'd never like. They said sometimes you pry with your screwdriver, so they put it in like this hydraulic vice thing. They're putting more pressure on than you ever would. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay, right, I'm gonna stop you on this one because on the handle of a Snap-on screwdriver, it says to me not to be used as pry bar, things like that. Yes, we do use them as pry bars, and if they break,
no, I agree. That's my point. That's
Yeah,
why that they're not intended to do that.
But with Snap-on, if they break, you hand it straight back to the Snap-on dealer. He replaces it.
They give you
No
another
questions
one.
asked.
Well, that's why
because they know they get abused.
yeah, my power tools are all rigid for that same reason. If my rigid breaks, I go to Home Depot and say, "Hey, this is broken." They give me a new one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine are all
but that's it.
Milwaukee, but I inherited them.
You have to go to the Home Depot, whereas Snap-on, they turn up at your workplace.
Right.
So you just hand it back to them on the truck, and they give you a new one. That's the reason why it's
Yeah, but
costs more than it does.
don't they go on a schedule though? It's not like you call them and they're there the next day to replace one screwdriver.
No, it's weekly.
No,
Usually.
they're there weekly.
Okay, that's not bad.
When I worked at the dealership, they were there weekly.
Yeah, they come in. Our guy comes in once a week. Actually, my last place, he comes in twice a week.
Oh, you're
That's really, I was gonna say that's really good though.
He must
Because I
be
mean,
getting some
imagine
money.
if you're using these to make a living, you can't always wait a week.
No,
Right.
You know, like, it'll be funny. You're talking to the wrong person because I've got a few £1,000s worth of Snap-on toolbox sitting in the garage just behind me.
Oh, I'm sure. That's like my dad's pole barn. He's got tools upon tools upon tools.
It's obscene.
I was never officially a mechanic, so I never bought any of the Snap-on shit. My dad did.
Dad was a
I did
mechanic
not.
when I was born, and then over the years, he needs a new tool, he buys a new tool. You need a specialty tool, he buys.
Yeah.
So it's just insane. And then when Papa passed away, he inherited all the Papa stuff, and a lot of that was either Snap-on or Craftsman.
Yeah, that all of my shit's Craftsman because that's what my dad bought. But there's probably another $60,000 worth of tools that I didn't get. So when my dad was a mechanic at a power plant, and when he got let go of the power plant, they took all of his tools. They wouldn't let him back on property. They took all of his tools and just spread them out across the company.
What did he do there?
He was a mechanic.
No, like for them to ban him from the property.
Oh, he got fired. In any other company, you get fired, and they're like, "Yeah, you
And
can't." come.
tools he paid for,
Yes, I was pissed. He was
Wow.
pissed. He was pissed about it. And so, but
he should have sued him.
it's not like that's not that's not something my family does. We're not people who sue people for things.
For $60,000 of theft,
But
I would at least want my $60,000 back.
I'm not going to say that he didn't walk away with tools that he didn't own. I mean,
Oh, so he stole tools. That might
there are tools in my shed that are not his tools, that were company tools that he borrowed. Because you could borrow tools, you just sign them out.
Yeah.
Well, when they let him go, he had jackhammers and all kinds of other shit that I've got in my fucking shed.
You have a jackhammer?
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
It's called a demolition hammer from Milwaukee, but yes, it's a jackhammer.
dude, let's tear something up. Let's bust up your driveway.
No, fuck you.
I want to see this thing in action. I know you had a jackhammer.
Yeah, I got it. It comes in a gigantic carrying case, weighs like
Tear up
80
your-
fucking pounds.
Tear up the concrete around your pool.
No. We're not tearing up concrete. But
Let's go tear up the road.
I really wish I could have gotten those tools. Not that I wanted my dad to pass away, but I could have inherited another $60,000 worth of shit and not had this shitty Craftsman stuff that I have.
Yeah, Craftsman went downhill for a while when it got.
Well, it got bought out by whoever, and now it's only sold at Lowe's, and you can't take it back like you used to and just
Yeah, it's
get
different.
a one-for-one replacement.
I knew it came back to America or something, but I heard it's not the same as it was back
'Cause
then.
I have a couple ratchets that are shit now. Like they're 30 years old.
Well,
and
yeah.
They've worn down, and I can't take them back and get them replaced.
That
Which
sucks.
I could have done at a Sears store.
There's still a
Did
Sears
they
Hardware in
snap off?
Logan.
If they sell Craftsman, then I can take the shit back. If
I'll
they
have to
don't
check.
sell, Sears or Craftsman, I can't.
Well, obviously.
Well, should have got Snap-on, mate.
It wasn't my choice. It was all stuff that I inherited after my dad passed away.
And that is the exact reason why we buy Snap-on, because 30 years on, take it back.
Now I do have some Snap-on stuff, but
Yeah, but just like
Go on.
Craftsman, that Snap-on thing could change in one cell.
yeah,
Go on to no Snap-on Wayne because it's proper industrial tools, industrial quality. They've got to keep that. They've got to keep that promise because they charge the price for it. The thing to do is go onto eBay, buy up old toolboxes with used Snap-on tools in it, and you just go through it. Anything that's vaguely broken, hand it back.
Yeah,
I would do that if I was rich.
Yard sales too. Yard sales here are a big one.
you're rich.
I mean, I am rich, but let's be honest here. I'm not buy Snap-on tools rich.
You know why Snap-ons are so good besides their delivery and such, though, don't you?
Why are strap-ons so good?
Strap-ons? Hey, now. That's a totally different discussion, but we can go down that road. No, Snap-ons are made in America. It's the quality, man.
Yeah.
I wish I could see Patrick's face.
I was waiting for Patrick to say something.
I was too.
Patrick's on pause now at this point. There's no video from Patrick.
Am I?
Yeah, there's no video.
What's the video?
I just got your phone number. That's it.
Look, if we're going to be talking about strap-ons, we definitely need video.
It's not like we're recording the shit, but I mean, I'm the only one who can see anything anyway. Randy can't see what's going on.
Yeah, that's fine. They don't want to see me, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, I can see. I can see it again. There you go. The picture of you behind you.
Sorry. Yeah, it's me and me.
Yeah.
Me and little me.
Yeah.
Big brother. But both me. That's me. That's me.
I can send you a picture of me and little me.
We don't want to see that.
Yeah, it's not the same type.
Oh.
It's not the same little me's.
I mean, I'll need help. I'll probably have to have Beth help, but...
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Well, no, because Beth's not here. I'll do it when I get home.
No.
There's where that goes.
What are you drinking, Patrick?
Right now, I'm drinking something called Haze Charmer.
Haze Charmer. Okay. We've got...
I've opened up the brewing. I have a beer subscription. They send me 10 random beers a month.
Yeah, we talked about that last time. Because I think you drank through like 6 of them on the last show you were.
Yeah, I drank through. I normally drink through all the ones I like, but I don't have any of those left. So I think this is the last one of the ones I'll actually like.
Okay.
Because the other can that I've got in front of me is a watermelon ale.
Ooh.
That does not sound
I don't
good
know
at all.
about that.
I mean, I like watermelon, but...
It was that or the pineapple.
Ew,
I like pineapple, but again, I don't think that'd be a good beer.
There's there's all the fruit ones. So normally the fruit ones are like vegan approved. So I give them to one of the girls at work who's a vegan.
Oh, we're drinking one called Whiskey War, which is local here to Columbus. It's a local distillery here in Columbus. It is a blended whiskey in small batches, and it almost drinks like a scotch. It's kind of...
Really? You think so?
It's a little peaty.
I don't get that at all.
You don't get that at all?
Let me try. I haven't...
Try it again. It's a little peaty, almost like a scotch is. It's not bad, and I'm not a huge scotch person, but it's pretty good.
I would say, I guess I can get on board with saying it's a little peaty, but I really don't like overly peaty scotches.
No.
This I like.
The peaty. Yeah, the peaty. I love peaty.
Well, I know you talk about sticking to scotch, and I was just like, eh.
Well, so one of the ones that we like is Whistle Pig, and Whistle Pig is doing it's a smoked. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'm going to see if I can get a bottle at some point, but it's a smoked Vermont bourbon. Because they're out of Vermont. But I just...
Bourbon can only be made in Bourbon County, Kentucky.
That's not true. But I can only think of we had one called from, Seven Brothers? Is that what it was? It was that hickory smoke shit.
That was awful.
Garbage. It was the worst fucking thing I've ever had.
That was so bad that even when I did take it home, I tried mixing it. I tried a couple different ways, and I poured it. I poured 3/4 of the bottle down the drain.
It was not good. So I don't have high hopes for this one.
If it's bad, Randy, and you don't want to drink it, use it to cook with.
Well, yeah, that might have been smart in hindsight. But one night I was just wanting something to sip on. I looked at that and I was like, well, let me try and make. I forget if I made a old fashioned or mixed it with Coke. I don't even remember. I think I even tried it with Coke, and it was so bad, I was like, I don't want this in anything.
We had a listener who wanted the bottle because he was going to make barbecue sauce out of it.
But I'd already poured it.
But he had already thrown it down the drain.
Working and chatting.
So it was. I didn't hear what he said. Working and chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody just walked in the shop. Thank you.
They're like, who are you talking to, Jason? He's like, don't worry about it. Working and
I
chatting.
forewarned
Some of the
them that I would
sexiest
be-
guys I know, and they're talking about strap-ons.
That's right.
See,
I told them I
one
would
of,
be talking to people under the car, so I not to think that I was crazy.
one of my buddies is based out of Texas. He used to live out in Norway. We gave him a Ela whiskey at a Freud, and it was like the bottom of the range Lefroy whiskey.
Oh, Lefroy's awful.
It smells like a box of 1980s
sucks.
Band-Aids.
See, I quite like it. I quite like see, that's like proper like peaty whiskey,
Oh.
and I like peaty whiskey. And I don't think Lefroy is that bad, but there's like we gave him the bottom of the range one, and it's not great. And he was like, "You ever feed me that again, I'll fucking kill you."
Yeah, no, I got a bottle of that from a guy at work, and he's like, I like scotch. He goes, but you can have this, if you like it, go ahead and keep it. He goes, don't give me anything for it. If you don't like it, find somebody who likes it. So I got it, took it down to the gym. We did it for like our whiskey sampling night. And I'm like, the minute I opened it, I'm like, this smells like a tin, like from
the metal tin,
the metal tin of Band-Aids, like Band-Aid brand Band-Aids.
where you can still smell the glue.
Yeah, I was just like,
Yeah.
this is not. And we tried. I'm like, this tastes like the Band-Aid smell. Like this is not good in any way, shape, or form.
So I'd never even heard of Lefroy, and was out of town about 3 years ago on a work trip. We work all day, go to the hotel, get cleaned up. And it's me and 4 other guys at this bar/restaurant that was local, and one of the guys that we're working with is buying all the drinks. So he's like, "What do you want?" And we're all like, "Oh, we'll do this, we'll do that." We tried, I don't know what all we had, and it came down to we're talking to the bartender and said, "Give us something we've never had." And there on the top shelf was a bottle of Lefroy.
It's in the wrong place.
And she's like, "Oh, it's scotch. It's blah blah, and we've got it here." I don't know what Lefroy it was, and we're like, "Well, it's top shelf and it's scotch."
Probably a Lefroy 10.
Oh.
It might have been. That sounds familiar.
Like,
and she poured us all a shot of that.
Licking your own feet.
Oh, dude. I told her to throw the bottle away at the bar.
Yeah.
I said, do not serve that to people.
The only scotch I've had so far that I liked is I think it's called Monkey Fist. It's the blended.
I've heard of that, but I've never had it, I don't think.
It's a really cool bottle. It has like 3 monkeys that are like embedded into the glass of the bottle, and they're metal monkeys. That's
Right,
pretty
so-
good. But
You don't like him peaty, so stay away from anything that's an Ela whiskey. You'll probably like the Space Sides and some of the blended ones from the Highlands.
I usually just stay away from the whole like Scotch aisle, because over here everything's based on where it comes from. So you have like a whiskey aisle, you have a Scotch aisle,
Vodka, rum.
you have vodka, rum, gin, cordials.
No, you just need to go. You need to have if I could send you a bottle of the good stuff, I would do, but I can't. So.
Well, in the next 5 years, at some point, I will be in London, and we'll hook up, and then you can give me like some good.
I want to go to Scotland.
Whatever the good stuff is, but
nobody wants to go to Scotland.
Yeah, I don't want to go to Scotland. I have Scottish heritage, and I don't want to go to Scotland.
You drink their produce. You don't go to the place.
Really? I do have a buddy that's been to Norway a couple times, and he says he wants to move there. He loves Norway
because they have narwhals.
Yeah, no, I can quite believe that. I lived in Norway for 8.5 years.
Oh, hey, there's another guy in the picture.
Norway is beautiful.
Yeah, he's a photographer too, so he came back and just had some amazing pictures.
Who's that, Jason? Oh, Jason's there.
Jason's got a friend.
Yeah, he's got a friend now.
Are they making out on the dolly?
Close.
No, they're trying to figure out what's going on with the under tray in that car.
Yeah, they're.
Jay's offered it up twice, and he's not worked it out.
He's like, I don't know where this part goes. It's a canuter valve. Where's this canuter valve
Done
go?
spun a muffler bearing.
Yep.
It's a left phalange.
You dumbass. That's where the blinker fluid goes.
Oh, there's the problem. The undercarriage of the tranny's all messed up.
Volkswagen has a muffler bearing.
I believe it.
There is
Freaking
a listed
Germans.
part for Volkswagen for Mark II Golf and Jettas. There's a muffler bearing.
It probably fell in 3,000 miles.
It's actually just a rubber like exhaust hanger
Okay.
or a chain exhaust hanger, depending on.
So not a bearing at all.
It's not a bearing at all, but they
Gotcha.
have it listed as a muffler bearing.
What is that?
That is an airplane.
It's like a B-52 bomber flying overhead.
We'll see here in a minute. It's probably just a little biplane. Yep.
The guy who's under the car with Jason at the moment was just looking very confused when he knocked the phone over and saw there's actually people on the screen.
I missed it. Shit.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah. Jay's only got one earpiece in as well, so Jay can hear us talking.
But he's got it muted.
Jason, if you're in trouble, pinch your right nipple 3 times.
He just gave us the bird.
No, he can hear us.
He can hear us. He's just muted so that we can't hear what's going on over there.
He didn't want to
I
hear.
muted you because I was trying to talk. I found something that was broke, so we were talking.
Yeah, right. You're whispering sweet nothings and making some
that
hookup
was
plans.
good.
Dude, he looked very confused when he knocked the phone over, leant over to pick it up, and realized there's 2 guys on the camera.
That was
Like,
awesome.
what the hell? You on some chatterbait or what?
He's being catfished. Oh, here's some Only Feet for you.
Pay up now. You each owe Martel $20.
That's $50.
I saw your underwear a little bit ago too.
One for each toe. Oh yeah, that.
Sneaky. Well,
got a little
it was a
bit
little lower on your other leg, but yeah.
It was a little lower on his other.
Hike
If
up
he
your
was wearing,
shorts a little
mate,
more.
if you were wearing baggies, I would have seen nuts.
I mean, nah, I got the boxer briefs on it. I think Bullwinkle and Frosty the Snowman.
Bullwinkle?
Oh yeah,
Bullwinkle?
that's what I said. Bullwinkle.
You said-
Bullwinkle. Whatever. Rocky.
Bow-nosed winkles.
He does.
Oh, man. So Scotland's a no-go for a vacay then, for like a once-in-a-lifetime trip?
Yeah, no. If you do it once in a lifetime, you go up there. You'll get good hospitality. Great. I bet, fairness, you'll get great hospitality.
Mo and I were talking. We want to come to that beer fest, like that gigantic festival, like the whole village goes to.
The one in my town.
Yeah.
Yeah, the one that starts at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, we want to go to that.
6 a.m.
Yeah, we want.
Yeah.
Mo and I were talking about. We want to go to that shit.
I want to go to that,
It's
but I'll roll in
it-
around noon.
It's carnage, mate. Basically, the town has calmed down by noon. Most people are asleep
You mean passed out?
in the street.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mo and I
So,
want to go to that.
That sounds like pumpkin show, but instead of pumpkin stuff, it's just all beer.
It's beer.
Right. So one of the girls I work with lives down in the middle of the town, and we had the fair on. So and the reading of the town of proclamation, the reading of the town charter is on the first Monday of fair week.
I remember you telling us about that.
And like she had no clue what was going on. She literally, it was like I was driving to work at 5:30 and the town is mobbed. I can't get my car through the road. I didn't have a clue what was going on. And then I drove past a pub and the pub was open. She was like, "What the fuck is that about?" I was like, "Oh, it's proclamation, mate."
I want to go.
And she was like, "I was like, oh, you would have moved here during COVID when the fair wasn't on. This is your first time experiencing the fair." She was like, "Yeah. Whose idea was it to put a fair right in the middle of a town?" I was like, "That's the oldest street fair in the country, love. Shut up."
That's usually how fairs
Shut
work, though.
up.
They start early in the morning and they go all day.
No, but like it literally with the we're a proper street fair. And
Oh, yeah.
she's like, there's like everything gets rerouted through the town, like down side streets, and it's a complete nightmare for about 10 days.
Yeah,
the fair's only on for
That's
7
pumpkin show.
days.
Yeah. Well, where Randy is, that's pumpkin show. But there's a couple small towns around here that have.
They have
where
the Honey Fest right here in Lithopolis.
But that doesn't start till like noon, like 10 or maybe 10
No, I'm just talking
a.m.
about shutting down the town,
But
though.
it shuts down
Oh, no,
the town,
yeah.
and
It
everything
shuts
has to
down
be
the town.
rerouted. But it doesn't start
With,
6 a.m. But none of them drink beer.
Normally here with fairs, like they'll be in like one of the public parks in town. They will just dominate this. In Rothwell, they're like, no, screw it. We're going down the main street and through the market square.
Yeah, that's what.
Imagine trying to drive my Lincoln through that
Yeah, and your Lincoln can't
Mate.
take a turn.
at all.
You have to do a 3-point turn just to make a left.
Pretty much.
So So yeah, she literally lived at the bottom of the market square and woke up one day to be greeted. She literally opened her curtains and there's a fair.
That's awesome.
That's yeah. Well, Mo and I were talking about it. We're like, we need to figure out like.
I'd love to go to England.
We need to come over for that. The only problem is Liz won't let me go out of country unless she goes with me.
So take her with
not
you.
because she doesn't trust me, because she wants to go too.
Yeah, take her.
I'm like, well, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
Like my buddy Joe lives in. Well, I call him my buddy Joe, a guy I know from Instagram, and we've commuted. You know, we've conversated
Sexted each other
occasionally.
Yeah.
He lives in London, and he keeps moving around London. And I'm like, well, when I come over, he's like, you come over. He goes, you have a place to stay. He's like, you don't have to get a hotel. Don't do an Airbnb because you have a place to stay if you come over.
That's
and
even
stay
better.
in London. I'm like, fuck yeah. So, because when I ran the Fit United, he bought one of the first shirts I set up an international store. He bought one of the first shirts, and somehow I don't remember how I saw he didn't tag the Fit United. But I saw it, and I'm like, I started talking to him through that Fit United account, and then I moved when I shut it down or stopped using it. I moved over to my personal account, and I still talk to him today. But he's from Chile.
Chile.
Yeah, you said about this.
Yeah, and so I've talked to him like several times, and he worked for at one point he was working for a waste management company over there, scheduling trash pickups or some shit. But now I don't know what he's doing now. But he's like huge into yoga, and he works out at CrossFit London.
I've never been out of the country. I need to go.
It's not that great. Don't go to Canada. Canada sucks.
I think the only reason I go to Canada is to drive through to get to Alaska if I didn't fly.
Well, that was if you were on the West Coast.
Yeah.
There's no getting to Alaska from New York.
I mean, there is.
Well,
It'd just take a long time.
Yeah, you have to go through Canada.
Yeah.
Like the French Providence in Canada, they fucking hate Americans.
Oh, I know. I worked with some French Canadians years ago.
Yeah,
they're here working in Ohio and just hate everything about Americans
everything that
working in Ohio. I'm
which
like, why?
Which I'm fine with.
Yeah, but why intentionally put yourself in that situation?
I don't know.
No, I'd like to go. I think I'd really like to go to England. I used to want to go to Scotland, but now I don't. Norway looks great. I'd like to go to Italy. I'd like to go to Germany.
Norway's beautiful.
What's that?
Norway is beautiful.
I want to go to Morocco.
Beautiful.
Morocco, I think that'd be fun.
I want to go
to
Morocco, go to the Grand Prix, hang out on a yacht.
No, Monaco.
Monaco, yeah. That too.
Yeah, Monaco and Morocco are pretty different. One's full of millionaires, the other full of Arabs who want to nick your money.
Well, we'll do them both.
Yeah. No, not Arabs. Arab Africans who are going to try and nick your money.
Yeah, we'll just do both.
I mean, that's exciting.
And sell you fake goods.
Oh, that's like New York City.
You just described New York. New York has nothing.
Or DC.
You want a Gucci bag? It's not really going to be a Gucci. It's going to be a Goucher bag.
My favorite was
I mean, no one's really paying attention.
8th grade trip to DC when everybody's buying off street vendors, all the kids, and there's only so many chaperones, so they can't stop them.
Get some shitty Oakley sunglasses.
These kids were buying the Oakleys that had every single pair where the O was in the middle.
Yeah.
Had a line through it in the same spot, so you could tell they were misprinted.
Yeah.
They're paying like $30-$40 for these things that are knockoffs of the like $300 sunglasses.
Now, I will say my brother-in-law was in Korea where all the factories are, and he was able to get actual like Gucci and whatever. They weren't knockoffs. They were factory seconds.
Blemished, yeah.
That something, whatever, like a C and a K didn't line up properly in the stitching.
Yeah.
But it was the same fucking fabric, and he was buying the shit for like, a $50 bag was $10. So he was buying like all these handbags while he was over in Korea for like Liz and my sister and everybody else.
Hey Patrick, is London like that? Like New York or some of this other big cities that's real touristy and rip you off?
Yes and no.
Like certain spots.
I'm sure
probably.
they have their vendors.
I'd like to go see London. I think it'd be really. My dad lived in England for a year, I think, when he was a kid.
So far, your dad was a traveling gypsy. He was a traveling musician. He was a lawyer. He lived in London.
He wasn't a lawyer.
You said he went to law school.
He went to law school, but he never took the bar.
Same thing. I mean, you don't have to take the bar to be a lawyer.
He was a mechanic.
He's a mechanic.
He joined the Army, got medically disqualified.
He was a SEAL.
He was on SEAL Team 6, took down Bin Laden when he was 56. No, he when he was a kid, though, my grandpa was in the Air Force. He was at E90OD.
Yeah.
So they got stationed in London for, I think, a year. They were stationed in Germany for a year. I mean, my grandpa's in the service for 21 years. So.
Right.
He lived in New Jersey, lived in Texas a bunch.
Scuba diver.
Yeah.
Landmine specialist. Sea mine specialist.
My grandpa was. My dad was not. My dad was a kid of a guy that knew how to do that. No, the coolest story I heard about because Papa didn't talk about war a lot.
Well,
he
no,
was in Vietnam.
The boomer generation does not.
He saw some things that there were certain times people would say stuff and you just see him get quiet. But they got a call one time of a suspicious briefcase left in an Air Force base. So they called his team out. They took it out to the field and blew it up. Went to investigate it, and it was all these maps and navigational equipment that this pilot, who of course obviously an officer, had forgotten. The officer went off on him, and he said, "Hey, don't leave your crap sitting alone on an Air Force base."
Right, and that's deserved.
For so many hours. And then Dad had found a video on YouTube years ago. I mean, Papa's been gone for a decade. But he found this video on YouTube, and it was somewhere over, I believe it was in London or England. I don't know where they were exactly. And it was one of the U.S. whoever's talking, and you heard this kind of faint explosion in the background. And the reporters, whoever asked them, said, "Hey, what was that? Are we in danger?" They said, "No, it's one of our EOD teams taking care of some ordnance they found."
Yeah, don't worry about it. Someone just popped a balloon.
So Dad showed that to Papa. Papa goes, "Oh, yeah, that was so-and-so and me and this and that." He told the whole story. It was them doing it, and my dad found it on YouTube.
Oh.
I was like, that's pretty awesome. But yeah, Dad always talked about being over in England and Germany and going to like real legit old castles and crap, traveling around.
Yeah, because we have history.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all stolen, but you have it.
Hey, listen,
I mean, we have some history.
We have history. You know, we
have some history of our own that's not stolen as well,
That's true. We have English history too. It's when a bunch of them came over here and killed all the natives.
When we defended from the French, the Romans, the Vikings.
We did the same thing.
No, we just had treasonous colonial folks come over here and wipe out all of our history.
Yeah.
Oh, I say our history like I'm not.
Ooh. What happened?
What, did Jason break something?
No, Patrick switched views, and now I can't really see what's going on, though.
They're indie.
Oh, indie. Shit.
That's indie.
See,
that's where you got your spices from.
No, Indianapolis.
That's India.
Brickyard.
The IndyCar is at the Brickyard this week.
Yeah, and I still can't stream that shit.
Sports and motorsports streaming so messed up here.
Well, it's so ESPN Plus. You can watch F1 if you have the right subscription. So I pay for ESPN Plus. Okay. It's part of the Disney Plus Hulu package that I get. But if you want to watch F1, then you sign into your cable subscriber. So we have Spectrum here. I'm like, cool. Sign in. Boom. I can't watch pre-qualifying because it's not supported through Spectrum, the cable company.
Oh, yeah.
Motherfucker.
Well, it's like I try to stream the Cincinnati Reds, who are an Ohio team, and I can't unless I pay for Bally Sports.
That's horseshit.
So,
but Mo is able to. I don't know who Mo has for cable, or if he's paying for.
He's in Dayton. He's got some ghetto
F1,
cable,
but he's got better cable than we fucking
probably
have.
stolen cable.
I'm fine with that.
Right?
I mean, whatever, but it's fucking annoying.
Buy F1 TV, mate.
I don't watch it enough to justify spending the money on it, but because they stream it on ESPN, it should be available. It's just part of ESPN.
So do you
shouldn't
have
to
cable
sign
TV?
in.
Yeah.
Yes.
You have cable TV, Hulu, Disney Plus, ESPN
Netflix,
Plus,
Amazon Prime.
Holy crap! You're paying like $400 a month.
No, because ESPN, Disney, and Hulu are all paid for by Verizon.
Oh, okay.
That's part of my Verizon package.
Gotcha.
So I don't pay for that shit. And Hulu I don't pay for Hulu because that's part of I think that's part of my Verizon. Yeah, Hulu's part of my Verizon package as well. Prime I pay for because we use Amazon Prime all the goddamn time, and that's just part of the system.
Yeah.
Apple TV I pay for, and Netflix I pay for. So I only pay for two.
Okay. And the cable.
And the $15 or $20 a month for cable, which I'm looking to downgrade at this point anyway, because I may switch to Elon's Starlink internet. So I'm trying to figure out if I heard that Spectrum has a $10 a month plan that you get all the channels, but you don't have the DVR or the cable service itself. You do it all through the app.
Okay.
So I think I've convinced Liz. I'm trying to slowly convince Liz to get away from the physical DVR.
Yeah.
Because we don't need it. We never watch anything in real time anymore, and
we haven't had it for years. Don't miss it.
I can't convince. She's more old school than I am. Like, I really would love to get back to the 80s where none of this shit's available. Like, we wouldn't be able to talk to Patrick. We could, but it would cost us like $800 per call.
Title our rotary phone.
Yeah.
So right, I'm watching Sky Sports in a minute, and we've obviously got a bit of IndyCar on, and this is how much people actually genuinely like IndyCar. There is nobody at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway this weekend.
No.
They're racing in an empty stadium.
So when I listened to
there's probably as many people at the Indy circuit this week as there will be at Road America watching the IMSA, which is going to be considerably more than was watching SRO.
Well, motorsports if it's not NASCAR, motorsports in the U.S. is not a thing.
Yeah, it's
I'm not gonna lie. It literally looks like there's 4 people and a dog in the main stand.
I mean, even when we were at Indy last year, there wasn't a whole lot of people there. I mean, it wasn't.
No, that's because no one watches.
What are they doing there? It's obviously not the Indy 500. So what is the race this week?
They're just running.
I think they're racing street circuit. It's the.
Oh, that's right. Because NASCAR is there this weekend. There'll probably be some people there. But Randy, you should be able to. I thought don't you have Peacock?
I do. I also have Peacock.
IndyCar and IMSA should be on Peacock.
I don't have Peacock.
Yeah, I have Peacock. I forgot about that because that was free through.
They've got one of the. Let's see. I'm trying to think of the NASCAR driver that's working on
Jimmy
Dick
Johnson.
Trickle.
No,
Jimmy Johnson's in IMSA with us.
Tony Stewart.
In a prototype. No, Tony Stewart's SRX.
Tony Hawk.
No, he's working 4 wheels, but not on. He's man-powered.
Man-powered.
I was listening to the Alex.
Yeah,
Alexander Rossi, one of the Indy drivers.
Yeah.
My neighbor's brother is his engineer right now. So Alexander, he's actually switching teams at the end of the year, end of the season. Jeremy is staying with. Oh, fuck. I can't remember who he's with right now. Jeremy's staying with the team, and Alexander's moving.
He's with Chip Ganassi, isn't he?
Who, Rossi?
Yeah.
No, he's with, it's not Schumacher. It's, fuck. I'm blanking on the team he's with. It's a big team.
Cambridge,
Andretti, yeah. He's with Andretti.
Probably Andretti.
Yeah. So Rossi's with Andretti. Jeremy's his engineer, and Jeremy has moved with Rossi through Rossi's entire career. That's how Jeremy he's made a shitload of money and a shitload of clout with moving with Rossi as being Rossi's engineer. Well, now they're splitting up, and Rossi's going to whoever he's going to at the end of the season, and Jeremy's staying with Andretti. And I don't know what's going to happen at that point, but it's just kind of like I was like, well, fuck. When Rossi announced he was going, I just made a comment on his Instagram post. I'm like, well, you need to take Jeremy with you. And then I got a hold of Jeremy's sister. I'm like, so what's going on with Rossi and Jeremy? She said, well, Rossi's going to whatever team, and Jeremy's staying with Andretti, and they're going to figure it out. So I have no idea. So I was a fan of Rossi just because of the connection with my neighbor, but now I'm not a fan of Rossi.
I'm interested to see what actually happens in the next sort of couple of weeks with Alex Palou.
Oh yeah.
He's been taken to court by Chip Ganassi.
Oh.
Because he's walking. He basically is, I think apparently he's contracted to Ganassi for next season, but he's also now signed a contract to McLaren.
Well, that'll be real interesting if he's in a contract with one company and signed another.
Well, here's the interesting bit: is the announcement wasn't made by McLaren Arrow. The announcement was made by McLaren Racing, which is the F1 side.
Right.
So, is he gonna just? He's trying to walk away, and is he going to end up in F1?
Well.
McLaren. Obviously, Zach Brown is a pretty shrewd businessman. He's, in fact, no, I'll say this now. He's a ruthlessly good businessman.
Right.
But he also knows the benefits of having an American driver because it pulls in a lot of sponsorship on the American side. They're not going to get Colton Herta because obviously he's very well tied into Andretti, and if they get him, they'll only get him on a loan deal. So it's just no point in trying to get him for a season. He's going to do testing for them, and it's bringing publicity and this and that. But yeah, if you can get someone as a permanent a permanent driver and from America, you're going to put in a lot of money.
Right.
And that's what F1's about now.
Well, so, obviously with the Miami race and all the money they spent in fucking Miami.
Dude, that race is shambles.
But so that was the thing. Like Indy, obviously no one in the U.S. is really watching Indy racing, but Indy wants to be like F1. So they're trying to figure out how to. So I think for the Brickyard this year, they put on like a huge ass concert. They had all this shit going on, all this media, like advertising. But then
there was 250,000 people at the Indy Speedway.
Right. But there's been nothing. I haven't seen any advertising since the Brickyard. Like you gotta advertise throughout the year on what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. But F1 is just this big machine that is now just rolling through, and it's just going to take over.
Oh yeah. I agree with that. I'm real interested in the Porsche 50% buy of Red Bull. I mean, I love Porsche. So I mean, I'm a big Porsche fan. I like their cars. So I'm interested to see what that's going to do for Red Bull because they're getting rid of Honda motors now.
Oh, they're gone. Honda are gone.
Yeah, Honda. Well, yeah, Honda's gone. They're using who?
Honda's gone, and it's Red Bull powertrains.
Yeah. And then that's going to be backed by Porsche. So
are they going to put the giant cans on top of their cars?
Yeah, they already have the giant cans on top of the cars.
It'd be awesome.
It's super aerodynamic.
I'd watch that race.
It's amazing.
I just can't get into racing anymore.
Challenge us.
Certain kinds of racing, I should say.
Which is weird, considering you were on a racing site when we met.
Yeah. I still like the whole...
It was a drag racing site.
It's drag racing.
And it was actually street racing. So
I like trophy trucks. I like anything that jumps. I like when the trophy trucks are on a track and they have ramps. I think that's cool. But like NASCAR...
That's the other thing that Rossi does, is he does trophy trucks racing.
Yeah, that stuff I can watch, but...
Nope. Jason left. Is that a British guy singing the national anthem?
No.
Stripes and bright stars.
Sounds like a British guy singing the national anthem.
No, it's just he can speak English.
I'm not sure if I should stand up and take my hat off or just sit down and smoke a cigar.
I'll say it's kind of broken up.
They only got 2 planes. Oh, there's Jason. Jason's back now.
I have no idea what just happened. But
I don't know. You're still on the floor, though, so it's fine.
Yeah, that didn't change.
I got to tighten this shit up, so I'll mute it. Otherwise, all you guys are going to hear is a ratchet.
That's fine. Whatever. It's all for the show.
Here, I'll play you guys. What is going on?
Patrick is lip syncing the national anthem.
I'm getting like bits and pieces of the national anthem.
He is
though.
just like, no one can see what I'm doing, but I'm fist in the air, big wide mouth, like lip syncing,
Here, I'll play.
and it's kind of broken up.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on overhead of us, but that is the
What is he
fifth
doing?
plane that has fucking flown
least.
by. And
We
they're-
had one fly by on the last episode we just did.
Well, I know, and they're not doing. Usually, the planes, it's either planes or helicopters. They'll do aerial spraying. Wow, I hope we're
Here we go.
recording one day when that guy shows up.
Sorry, had to
Do what?
The guy that does the
Crop dusting?
The crop dusting. He does it in a helicopter.
Randy Quaid?
Yeah, he does it in a helicopter. You think the helicopter's going to crash?
Because it gets so low?
Well, not only does it get low, he goes up. Like, he flies probably 20 foot above the crops.
Mm-hmm.
And then he does, like, this aerial move where he goes up, flips a 180, like, whips the tail around, and then dives
Nice.
back and does. It is the freakiest thing on the planet.
That's awesome.
Is it?
It's awesome
Was it
to
doing
watch.
crop dusting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, this year, so I have 5 acres out where I live, and I gave 2.5 acres to the farmer this year. So the corn is exponentially closer to my house than it typically is. So,
are you getting a little tickle, a little back under for that?
like, I'm getting like $75 an acre. It's not worth really anything. But I didn't want to mow that property anymore, that part of the property.
I'm with you on that.
So I decided last year that I wasn't mowing it. If the farmer wanted to use it, he could use it. And if he didn't, I was just going to let it grow into like a meadow. Like I was just going to let it kind of grow up. And
That's
then
what I'd do.
And then I would just maybe once a year knock it down and then just, let it go. Well, he's like, yeah, I'll pay you $75 an acre, whatever. So he's got 2.5 acres. So I'm getting a little over $150 for the year. But the guy that comes through and does the crop dusting does it in a helicopter, not a plane, and he flies back and forth. But when he does it, you think the helicopter's going to crash because he flies across and then he comes up, whips the helicopter around, and then free falls, catches it, and takes off across the field again. The interesting part is there's transmission lines that run across my property. So I've got these, they're, 60 foot in the air that run right across the middle of my property that he's going to have to navigate. So he's going to fly across this section right here on this side of those transmission lines, which he's never done, which means he's going to be right there at my house.
It's awesome.
And it's going to be amazing.
Get video.
I'm going to. I'm hoping we're recording when he does it.
That'd be awesome.
We won't be able to hear shit.
That'd be awesome.
This guy's going to be 20 foot above the house, just blasting pesticides. We're all going to die from cancer.
Say we're going to inhale them.
And we'll be smoking cigars anyway, and it ain't going to matter. It's going to be great, though.
Hey, Patrick, I got an American singing the anthem for you here. You ready? See if this will work.
I hope it's Jimi Hendrix.
Charles.
Will Power is definitely going to be the one to
Oh,
watch.
say, can you see
Who's Jose?
by the dawn's early light
Patrick
what
walked
so
away.
proudly we hailed at the
Hold on, it gets better.
twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars were so gallantly there as the rockets were
Jason has a huge
there,
smile on his
and
face.
the twilight's last gleaming, and the rockets' red glare were so gallantly there.
Hold on, are you on delay?
He's already fucked it up.
There, and the rockets were there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet glaze for the land
He skipped the whole
of the
fucking-
free and the home of the brave.
Where was that from?
I don't know. I just saw the video on
He
Facebook.
skipped an entire...
It's from some horse race.
Oh,
But
okay.
just know, Patrick, when you think of America, I want you to remember The stripes were there, and the rockets were there.
And they were there, and we missed an entire
Even said,
section.
I think he said the
song.
rockets red glaze.
Jesus.
Oh man, yeah, I just saw that.
No, it wasn't Jesus,
dear,
but
dear.
Jesus.
Oh, just terrible.
I'm watching this. I'm watching the overhead footage of the Indy Speedway at the minute. It's the first time I've actually seen the infield track, and I was there. I was there watching a car run round it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not spectacular, but it's there.
I mean, it'd be funny. It's a good track.
It's not a bad track. I mean,
F1 raced that track.
yeah. Well, I almost got a one wheel from that track. There was a photographer. I was over on the far side of the straightaway for the overpass on the back side of the track.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. It's called a straight.
That's what I said. Straight away. It was away. Trust me. When this guy
just a
showed
straight.
up, shit went away. Like myself and the cars, because none of the cars came through at that point. So I was on the back side of that straight. And
Of Gibraltar?
Yeah, and a guy showed up on a one way or a one wheel, and they were only going one way.
You're doing well. Why don't you sing the anthem next?
All right, and the rockets were there.
The stripes, they were
there. But I was like, well, where the hell? What's this? There's a one wheel's just sitting here. There's no one around. I waited. I just kind of stood around. I waited. Stood around.
That was your
waited.
problem.
Well, then the guy started coming back, and I'm like, oh, it must be his. Well, then he hopped on it and rode off. Yeah, given another 2.5 minutes, he would have been riding off on a one wheel. That shit would have been in the back of my car. And Mo was like, he's like, well, why didn't you just grab it? I'm like, well, I wanted to be honest about it.
I wanted to be honest about my thievery.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was someone who owned the one wheel.
Plot twist: that guy didn't own the one wheel. It's in his car now.
It probably is at this point.
Yeah.
But
He just walked up thinking that this guy don't say nothing. I'm going to keep going, and he
This
just took
guy-
off.
if I act like I own it, it's mine.
There you go.
Well, I should have done the same thing.
Coulda had
I
one.
could have had a one wheel.
That's how you get rich.
Then I could have been riding down the beach on a lawn chair on a one wheel,
Yes, that was awesome.
drinking.
Nothing could go wrong.
No, and I haven't been to the beach yet this year, and I'm not going, which means I'm
So-
going to be a grumpy bitch this year come wintertime.
Well, that'll be new and exciting.
It'll
So,
be more grumpy
Marcel.
than normal. Yeah.
Just to bring things back to the norm of our levels of conversation. After my political say, the point of political Patrick. To answer your question, which I avoided in our group chat, which, by the way, Brandy, sorry you're not in. Martel didn't invite you.
No, it's because he doesn't have an iPhone.
Oh, okay. In that
Yeah,
case,
and he instead of
okay.
using the Facebook Messenger, he just doesn't.
Well, we have the Buckhorn Bros group chat, but then we have a separate text chat.
That's the same, just without me.
Yeah, because it's all iPhone owners.
yeah.
I have to give you my work phone number.
How you asked how does it affect us, the fact that Boris is our prime minister is now leaving?
Well, yeah, now he's gone.
Well, soon, hopefully. But it didn't really affect us at all because it's going to be the same party. It's just clarification that Boris is now getting fired for the third time for being a liar.
Well, I mean,
Well, they say third time's a charm.
did you see what Trump said recently? 9/11 hasn't been proven. The look on your face just says it all. But he just literally said that this week.
I can't wait for the. I can't wait for this next round of.
Hung up. He's like, oh, I'm fucking out of here.
I can't wait for this next round. It doesn't matter who Republicans nominate or want to run. Trump will fund his own campaign.
Oh yeah,
And he will fight tooth and nail.
Patrick's back. Yeah.
Like DeSantis may get a nod, and Trump will still try to run as a Republican.
Well, yeah,
he is.
they can
It
have
is.
multiple
I know.
Republicans running.
Right. But even if he does not get the bid,
He's gonna get the nomination.
I hope not.
More than likely, but I'm not voting for him this time around.
I didn't vote for him first time.
I didn't vote for him the second time, but voted for him the first time because I wanted to see what a business guy would do with the country, and I don't think he did a shabby job considering the way things were going, and then COVID happened, and he kind of got a little crazy.
I don't think he did a shabby job in that he didn't do worse than any other president I can remember.
Well, no.
But he did say and do a lot of stupid things.
Well, no. And
him being allowed to tweet
unregulated. He didn't do a lot of stupid things. He just did his normal amount of stupid things.
Right.
Exactly. I didn't like him as a reality show host.
Well, I don't like him in general.
I don't.
The only thing he did good was beat Trump on Home Alone 2.
When he gave Kevin directions?
Yeah. That was the only thing he's done good.
And that was one line.
Is a goddamn shit show.
Well, he's incompetent. He never should have been fit. He's not fit to even run.
But Kamala Harris is going to be even worse if something happens to Biden.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised Biden's still around this long.
Well, that's only because they've got him propped up like Weekend at Bernie's.
But I thought Kamala would be, I thought the whole shebang was.
Oh, she's got worse ratings than he does. So
I know.
They're not going to let that shit go.
No, but Biden's.
He's a dumb fuck.
That bike fall could have killed him. Let's be honest. He's fragile.
Well, yeah. I'm surprised it didn't kill him, to be honest.
And he's a career politician, and he is way past his...
He's way past his prime.
Way past his prime.
His prime was 20 years ago.
Dementia is not a good look for the United States president.
I'm going to say this now, and it applies to our politicians as well. You know, there's an age limit on how long you can serve in the military and serve the country, and yet you can do it until you're like 100 years old if you're a politician.
Right.
Yep.
Well, see, and that's the thing. So I don't know how Parliament is over there. Like, I don't know if you guys have like an age law or a restriction on how long you can be in Parliament. We have the same shit here as far as Congress goes and senators. And there should be an age restriction or a limit.
There should be a term limit.
There should be a term limit on all of that shit.
Just like the president.
Yeah.
I also don't think that they should get paid for it. I think it should be a voluntary.
I think they should get
civil
paid.
duty.
I don't care that they get paid. I just don't think they should be able to vote on their own incomes and raises.
Well, yeah.
I don't think they should be able to make a lifelong career out of it. You know, you do your 4 years. If you get reelected, you do 4 more and you're done.
Yeah.
You make this much per year. Give them a respectable wage. A fair one for what they do.
The president only makes $250,000 a year.
Right. I think Congress should make less than that.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And then you do your up to 8 years, you're done, and you can never run again.
But the president makes more than $250,000 a year with lobbyists and all the other bullshit.
Everybody putting money in their pocket.
No one that should never happen.
Agreed.
That should never happen with the president. If you're in Congress or Parliament, I don't know what Parliament makes. It shouldn't be more than $150,000 a year.
Tops.
And that's putting it at the top. Like and you shouldn't be able to get, like Nancy Pelosi's fucking husband does all this day trading bullshit. He makes more goddamn money in a day than most people make in a 5-year period because he's got insider trading and no one's pulling him. He's not going to court for insider trading. That's fucking illegal.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that somebody said they literally watch what he does.
Yeah.
Just replicates it.
If I could follow that shit, I'd follow that shit.
Yeah, I don't know how they find it, but
I don't either.
Yep. And another thing that bothers me with Congress is how laws don't get passed that are good laws because 19 other things get thrown into this one vote.
Right.
Every issue should be voted on individually.
No, I agree with that as well.
I hate the fact that
there was something with the gun laws. So. Granted, I know that not everybody is real happy with the gun laws here in the U.S., and that's fine. I'll take my AR-15 and my 30-round mags, and I'm perfectly happy with them, and I will not give that shit up. But I'm not out shooting up fucking hospitals, malls, and parades. That shit is solely home defense stuff, and I have a loaded fucking revolver upstairs. But they sneak shit in to these gun laws that are, but as far as I'm concerned, they're extremists. They're like, oh, well, you can only have a 6-round magazine. Okay, that's no different than having a revolver. If I need a magazine because I need more than 6 fucking rounds. 10-round magazine ain't going to do me any good either. I
don't even care about that. But if you're going to vote on, just because you threw that example out, how many rounds a magazine can hold. Make the vote just about that, and not also about 19 other things.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It should just
including tax reform or health care.
Yeah, no one get that tax reform should be one thing. Healthcare should be another thing.
That's my point.
And then when it comes to healthcare, it should be, okay, I'm all for, like, Britain has, or the UK has, universal healthcare, right?
Yep.
I'm all for us having universal healthcare. As a guy who has had surgery for the past 6 years every fucking year and had to pay for that shit out of pocket because I've just been hard on my body. Like, my knees are shot to shit. I've got bad genetics. My back fucking hurts. I've got shoulder issues.
You need to stop twerking so hard.
Well, I can't. I mean, that's how I make my money. I fucking climb up on a wall or a pole and I twerk the shit out of it.
That's why you're switching to feet pics.
Right. That's why I'm starting an OnlyFans, and, feeties, here they are. That's why I'm starting an OnlyFans for my feet. But I think we should have a universal health care. Like, I don't think that
it's a racket in this country.
Well, yeah, because Big
Pharma
is we're one of 2 countries in the world that allow pharmaceutical commercials. No other country allows pharmaceutical. Do you have pharmaceutical commercials in the UK? That go on for a minute and a half and talk about death, dismemberment, and shitting out your ass, like blowing out your ass?
We don't have the commercials that require a warning at the end of them saying, this may cause, and then lists off like 500 things.
We shouldn't have that either.
Oh, you have headaches? Take this. By the way, it may cause you to commit suicide.
Yeah, you may die. You may die by your own hand, or you may die because you shit too much.
Well, see, and that goes back to the sue happy nature. They have to do that because if something does happen and they get blamed for it, then they get sued.
But we shouldn't have those commercials.
No, I don't disagree with that.
That it shouldn't be.
So, Patrick, you've never had to sit through a Zoloft commercial?
Oh.
Well, I watch American TV. Used to watch American TV, so
so you've seen it. I mean, I figured you'd seen them since you knew about the disclaimers at the end. So,
but it's like we shouldn't have that shit in general. Like medical commercials and commercials for medicine, they just shouldn't happen.
Well, yeah. Why do you need that?
We don't.
It's not like you can just go out to the Walmart and buy it.
Well, no, because they're like, oh, you
talk to your doctor about.
You have eczema. Go talk to your doctor about this. Oh, by the way, you might commit suicide. You could shit out your ass, or you might have a heart attack. But go talk to your doctor about it first. Oh, if you've been to a country outside of the U.S., you may have been exposed to this, that, or the other. Don't take this. Just don't fucking let the doctors handle that shit. Yeah. As much as I know you don't like doctors, Randy, and you don't trust them.
It's not that I don't trust doctors. I just lost both of my paternal grandparents because surgeons doing very simple routines went, oops, my bad. They're now dead. So I don't distrust doctors or surgeons because they go to school for many years, which they should.
I went to school for just as long as the doctor did, and I'm not a doctor.
Yeah, but did you graduate?
Yeah.
Remind me of the scene in Tommy Boy.
But I didn't.
A lot of people go to school for 6 years. Yeah, they're called doctors.
Yeah, I went to school for 7 years, and I still don't have a doctorate.
No, it's not that I don't trust them. It's just that I'm not, just like with anybody else, any profession, I don't hear one person say something that is a professional in their field and take it as gospel truth necessarily. That doesn't mean I discredit it or I don't believe it. I'm not going, oh, the scientists are wrong about COVID. I just go, okay, I want to look more into this, or I want to hear another opinion.
Yeah. It's a goddamn clusterfuck over here with that shit. And Big Pharma is the one funding all the shit. I think there's for every commercial break they have, there's 2 medical commercials for every 1 insurance commercial.
And the health insurance, well, all insurance in this country is a mess. It's all for profit. It's all about making money. I don't know why you pay auto insurance for 30 years. You get one fender bender that costs $5,000.
And they tell you to fuck off.
And yeah, you've already paid them how many tens of thousands of dollars, and they tell you to kick rocks.
Yeah. I've had that happen before.
It's ridiculous. And there's nothing you can do about it.
No.
They're like, you want to see change? Vote. I've voted my entire life at all levels. And nothing's changing for the better for me.
And if you own a race car, that shit ain't insured. Like if you have a car that you want to race, insurance companies will not, just as an example, they will not insure that car because there's almost a guarantee that that car is going to get wrecked.
Oh, it's much higher probability something's going to happen to it.
Yeah.
Blow an engine or transmission, total it.
Rubbins racing, go into a wall, whatever the case is, that car is going to get damaged, and an insurance company is going to have to cover that. They're not going to cover that. It's bullshit. Like, if you want to insure a car, you should be able to insure a car. Like, I should be able to take my FJ, go fucking rock climbing with it, and if something happens, the insurance company... Climbing, crawling, doesn't matter.
Scaling vertical walls.
I'm scaling vertical. Well, have you seen some of the videos out there of guys in trucks like going up vertical sand dunes in trucks?
Yeah, I've seen.
And then they flip over. Insurance ain't covering that shit.
Nope.
They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's not covered under your policy, bitch." I fucking pay for whatever happens to this car or truck. You should be covering that.
What's the insurance like in England, Patrick? Auto, health. Well, health isn't near the same.
Yeah,
obviously.
we don't have to worry about health.
What about auto insurance?
My car costs me £350, £400 a year.
That's cheap.
And does it cover pretty well?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's actually not bad for that old Lincoln and my wife's Jeep because they're both older vehicles. I mean, it's not like either of my vehicles are worth much, but my premium's fine. I think for the year for those two, we're like $130, $150 maybe.
For the year or for the 6 months?
For the...
Because they do it's 6 month increments here.
I think it's for the year. My Lincoln's nothing. They insured that for like nothing. Pennies.
I know. So when I was looking at buying an S6. I was going to get rid of my S5 and get an S6 at one point. My S5 cost more at a 2000. I was looking at, I had a 2015 S5, and I think I was paying $250 for the 6 months. So I was paying $500 a year for it. If I got an S6 that was 4 years newer, so if I got a 2019 S6, my insurance dropped to $300 a year for that because it was a four-door.
Yeah.
It was,
which makes no sense.
A newer vehicle had 200 more horsepower.
I'll say,
and 2 more doors. And that shit was cheaper.
Yeah.
Jason disappeared again. He's like, I'm out. I can't take insurance stock right now.
He's like, boring.
He's like, this sucks.
No, my Lincoln costs next to nothing, but I also drive it never.
You drive it never. Do you have full coverage on it?
Yep, full coverage.
Do you have any limitations on it? Like you're only driving it X amount of miles a year?
Nope. I just signed up for normal full coverage, and
Jason's back.
I bet Jason's enjoying this because he's listened to the podcast, and then next Tuesday he can listen to this podcast.
Yeah, he's
or 2 Tuesdays from now, whatever.
I was there, and then I'm there.
I was there then, but I'm still there now.
He gets to listen to my dulcet tones a week on Thursday. A week. Yeah.
It's going to be funny. We got another dude who's from across the pond that'll be with us. I'm going to have 2 of you fuckers.
Jeez.
Over here.
He's in for a barrel of laughs.
Did you put in a request for a fucking tea kettle or whatever the hell you guys drink over there?
I drink coffee, dickhead.
Warm tea.
Tea kettle.
At noon.
No, if we're supposed to have noon, like high tea for the queen or something.
Crumpets and biscuits.
Hey, Patrick, do me or Jason, do me a favor when Patrick's there. Take him to McDonald's and get him a sweet tea and record the reaction. Please.
I won't drink tea to start with, Randy. I'll drink coffee. I'm an adult.
Okay, fair enough. I drink coffee. I don't drink tea either, but I would love to get. Maybe I should just ask my 2 British friends that have lived here in Ohio for as long as I've known them. My one buddy's actually flying back right now from England. He was just over there for a month.
Randy, I like my coffee like you like your slaves, strong and black.
Oh, Martel missed it. I like my coffee. Hey, Patrick?
I literally, as soon as I said it, I realized that he wasn't there.
Hey, Patrick.
I'll let you tell him.
Don't tell him. Just let him listen back to that one. It'll be a nice little Easter egg.
I'll have to mark the time.
Patrick, I like my coffee like I like my women. Hot and
No,
without
it
some
definitely
other,
wasn't that.
hot and without some other dude's penis in it.
Big and black.
Big and black.
That's what I told Mo. I said I like my coffee like I like my men. Black.
Racist.
See, it's not
Is
too
it though?
dissimilar to what I said.
It's a little.
right.
It depends. You say that here in certain parts of America, it's pretty dissimilar.
I mean,
I was gonna say mine was probably a little bit more savage, to be honest.
Oh, 100%.
I mean,
I love that about you, though.
I like my coffee like I like my men. Dyslexic and motherfuckers.
Like you like yourself.
Like myself.
Dude, I've got one eye on the phone at the moment, and I have one eye on the computer screen, which is watching the Indy racing. Is like
There's still no one there.
it's like watching go-kart racing,
Which is fun.
It's like, well, it does look good fun, but
Have you never been go-kart racing?
no,
That's
I've been
the thing.
go-kart racing. Of course, I've been go-kart racing.
You said it looks like good
that's
fun.
The thing, that's the thing in Europe. That's how most of the F1 drivers become
Okay,
F1
I'm not
drivers.
in Europe and I'm not from Europe, so I did not know that.
All of the current F1 drivers have done go-karting in.
Well, that doesn't mean
in the UK.
But you're not an F1 driver, so that doesn't help me.
But that's how. That's
how we get into.
Look, he just said it looks like
That's how we
good
get
fun.
into That's how we get into the richest sport in the world.
Yeah.
He said it looks like good fun. So what,
It's like-
soccer?
No, soccer ain't got shit on F1. It's like being over here and be a D1 level high school like quarterback or linebacker. You got to be.
I mean, I know we have go-kart racing here.
You got, but it's not like it is over there
Oh, I'm sure. I don't doubt that. I'm
Because-
just saying I know it. I've seen it.
because no one gives a shit about motorsports.
Circleville
over here.
Raceway used to have go-kart racing all the time.
There's a go-kart track on 23.
At Circleville?
Well, I don't know.
No,
if it's
'cause-
Circleville. It's on the way from between 270 and the Ohio River. There's a go kart track.
CRP is a go-kart track on 23. It's shut down.
Young Americans who want to learn how to do motorsports don't do go-kart driving because, well, generally the big American motorsports you only have to turn one way.
Right,
Yeah.
left.
Well, if an American wants to be an F1 driver, they go to Europe.
If an American wants to be an F1 driver, they just run moonshine. That's where it all started.
That's where NASCAR started.
Back then it was more fun, though. Dirt tracks,
it's
sliding
like
sideways, and
Running from the
That's right.
cops.
yeah.
Chance of being arrested.
Yeah, more fun. Way more exciting.
Colton Herta did all the European circuit and then went back to do Indy Light, and now he's doing Indy.
Yeah, that's what
He'll
Rossi did.
be in F1 soon.
Yeah.
I don't disagree about NASCAR, though. That's boring as all get out.
Rossi went from F1. I think he was an F1 driver in the, and then he went to Indy, but he was a go kart driver. He went to F1, then he went to Indy, and I don't know that he has plans to go back to F1
He might have been F2. He wasn't F1.
or F2. He was in the
He
Formula.
might have been F2, F3.
I mean, it could have been Formula E. So
I don't know
that's
these
a
things.
shout. Yeah. What was it, Alexander Rossi?
yeah, Alexander Rossi.
You guys are just naming keys on a keyboard and means nothing.
FNA with a D.
Oh,
That's a song by Ben Folds.
haven't heard that one.
You need to look that one up. It's a good one.
I might.
FNA with a D.
I thought you were going to say it's by Kesha or something.
Well, Ben Folds covered.
He was Alexander Rossi was a development driver
Okay.
for F1.
Yeah, I know he was over there doing something with F1 and then switched over to Indy. But Ben Folds covered one of Kesha's songs.
That's tragic.
It's amazing. Ben Folds is.
I like Ben Folds.
I went and saw him in concert with the Columbus Orchestra. Jesus, amazing.
Did you see Ben Folds or Ben Folds 5?
Ben Folds, just himself. He'll do these. He'll go with like the Boston Philharmonics or the Columbus Symphony Orchestra, and he'll do these concerts with the orchestras and do his songs and like cover his songs and Ben Folds 5 songs, and it is fantastic. It is amazing to watch.
I like that when bands collaborate with orchestras.
Yeah, like Metallica.
Yeah, S&M. That was a great album.
Yeah, that was one of their best albums going. S&M Metallica.
Yeah.
So good.
I fully agree. As somebody that's listened to Metallica his entire life, that is by far one of their best albums.
I gave up after Lars, did his whole Napster shit, and I'm like, I'm fucking done with Metallica.
I still listened. I listened to every album. I have not liked every album. But
Ride the Lightning and Puppet Master are probably the
the
two
Black
best,
Album,
the two best
I
albums.
burnt holes in. S&M, I burnt holes in. Those are probably my top two favorite. I like
Slayer, Rain and Blood. That's a great album.
I haven't listened to Slayer in a long time.
That's a good album.
Patrick, how do you feel about the Beatles?
Well, modern music wouldn't be modern music without the Beatles.
Thank you.
I will agree with that, but I am not a Beatles fan.
I have so many friends over here that are like, the Beatles suck, they're overrated, blah, blah. I'm like, you don't understand what the Beatles did for music as a whole.
They don't suck. I'm just not a fan of their shit.
That's, but I can respect somebody that says, hey, it's not my style.
Yeah.
But you can see the influence they had
Yeah.
and continue to have.
I will say what is amazing is that skid plate that Jason put on the bottom of the car. That is beautiful. I got to bring Jason back into the call because no one said anything about him. He's just being quiet over there because he's on mute. Well, I know you can't.
Jason, I love your undercarriage.
I appreciate that, buddy.
Not as much as I do. Promise you that.
He's been quietly working along. Hey, as long as he's putting that, as long as that's the 22 car,
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Yeah. I used to have a skid plate similar to that. That's what, 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch thick aluminum. I had one on my GTI that sat about 1.5 inches off the ground.
It's pretty thin. It's just got some ductwork in it to like cool the axles. And
I was going to ask, how much does a skid plate, like how much do you need one if you're on a clean track?
You still, yeah.
It's more of this stuff is more for aero.
That was my question because I'm like, you're not.
It's not really
bouncing off
skid
boulders
stuff.
and stuff.
Well, no.
No.
You driving on Ohio roads, you got to watch out for them potholes.
That's true.
That's flimsy tin. That's flimsy tin and carbon fiber.
It's just some aluminum foil wrapped in cardboard.
I was going to say that's a bunch of old Busch Light cans that they flattened out and glued together.
Now on my old GTI, I had like a 1/2 inch thick aluminum laser cut, like super fucking thick skid plate.
You know, just in case you're going to ramp over a hill in California, like in the Fast and the Furious.
The amount of damage that was on the bottom of that skid plate was astronomical, just because that car sat so goddamn low. I gave that
whatever railroad tracks and thrashed it.
Well, there was that too, but I gave that skid plate to Corey, who's going to be on the show next week or the week after. I don't know when he's going to be on the show at this point. When that show is going to come out, I gave it to him. That motherfucker got rid of all his Mark III GTI shit and went to Mark IVs.
Good for him. I like the Mark V.
I like the Mark II.
At CRP, some of my buddies were autocrossing, and one of them had a Mark V. And he's a big dude. Like, he's heavy set, not as big as me. But he's kind of heavy set, but he's 6'6", too. And I'm like, how do you fit in that thing and actively he autocrosses it really well, which he's moved on to different
because
vehicles.
he's sitting in the back seat like Hightower. From
No, he's like, there's a lot of room in that.
No. He's 6'6", and it's a German car. They're designed for tall people.
Right.
But he told, well, that's what it was, because I'm 6'1". He goes, sit in it. So I sat down in that thing, closed the door. I was like, he's right. Like, it's a small looking car, but it's roomy.
Yeah, man.
It's it felt good.
Put it this way, I was when I had mine. I had my Mini. I had one of the newer type Minis. I was measured at 6'5". I could fit in that comfortably, and it's a fucking Mini.
Yeah, I wouldn't picture a Mini and a 6'5" person going well together,
mate.
Now Miata.
Seriously,
have you tried sitting in a Miata?
A what?
A Miata? Mazda Miata?
No.
Don't. I can't get one, and I'm 5'11".
Yeah,
dude, I was 6'5", and I was driving a Mini Cooper S. So it had the 1.6 Chrysler Neon engine in it, but it was supercharged.
You know what? That actually makes sense because I used to go hunting every October with my wife's family down in West Virginia, and one of her cousins has lived in Georgia for I don't know how long now. He went down to Georgia Tech, became an engineer. And he decided to save on gas. Instead of driving his pickup truck up to the mountains of West Virginia, he drove a Mini Cooper S, and he's 6'5".
Dude, that's such good fun.
And he was like,
I really miss. That's the one car I've ever owned that I wish I'd never sold.
Yeah, he said it was great driving through the mountains and stuff. He said it's a blast.
Yep. Oh yeah.
So I guess that makes sense now thinking back. But yeah, that Mark V, I got in it, and I was just surprised. Like I didn't have to like scrunch down to get in or anything. It just, I don't know. You just don't see him going down the road all the time and think, yeah, that'd be great for somebody that's 6.5 feet tall.
Jason just muted us again.
Can we all just say thank you to Jason, who's realised he's making loads of noise and he's just put his phone on mute again.
Well, that's what our listeners come here for. They come here for the playfully racist talk, the race talk, and a bunch of background noise and grinding on a car.
And the non-political political talk.
Right.
Fuck you, Joe Biden.
And
Boris Johnson.
And cheers by Boris.
And Justin Trudeau is a dictator. Let's just throw that out there too.
He's up there with Kim Jong-il.
Yeah, he is stealing people's money and telling people what they can and can't do in the Canada.
Yeah, and on the basis that we're just going to get all political, I'm going to have to leave the conversation because it is 10:10 at night, and I need to sort some stuff out here before I go to bed.
What? It's not. I mean, the sun's shining here.
Yeah, it's the weekend, man.
It's the weekend.
Okay.
We're staying up late and partying hard
Patrick,
at 5:12.
Patrick said, "Fuck it." He hung up. He's gone. He's like, "Peace out." That was his warning.
He said, "Okay."
Oh no! Now he's back.
Now he's back. Always,
Sorry, I slept.
always teasing us.
No, on a serious note, boys. Thanks for the conversation. I am actually going this time.
Patrick.
Oh no! I appreciate you coming on the show.
It's always a pleasure, man.
I love it when
No
you're
worries. Good to speak to you, Randy. Jay, I'll speak to you Thursday morning.
Yep, sounds good, man.
Have fun in America.
I hope you pre-warned this dude that I'm not a small person and I snore.
You're gonna be in the garage anyway. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm rocking up at a hotel at midnight. Going to get about 5 hours sleep. I have to get up at 6 to get out of the house, out of the hotel, and go for breakfast somewhere.
Well, some of the hotels charge by the hour, so be careful.
I think those are called
As long as I've
motels.
got Wi-Fi.
All right.
All right. See you later.
We'll see you,
Easy,
Patrick.
boys. Good to speak to you.
Have a good evening.
Later, man.
All right, we'll see
Ciao.
you.
Bye.
Jason, what's in your hand right now?
Ratchet.
No. It's not just a ratchet. You describe that tool to me.
Randy can't see you. Like I'm the only one who can see.
Is
you.
it soft?
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Is what your hand is gripped around right now, is it soft?
It's got a grip on it. It's got a little rubbery grip.
Or is it hard?
Let me see. I'm gonna lean forward here. We'll see what Jason's working on. He's got a.
Is it long?
No, it's subframe. It's probably like a 1/4-inch ratchet with like maybe a 10 or 11 millimeter socket on it with an extension.
Oh,
like
I
a
like an
3-inch extension, but he's not using the full handle. He's just using the head.
Just the tip?
He's just cranking on that head.
Oh, with a 3-inch extension?
Oh yeah,
That's double
and he
the
is
length
going
of
to
mine.
town too. He's just like
So delicate too. I bet his hands are so soft using that little 1/4-inch.
Well, I will say, at seeing his hands like come back and like hit the mute button, they're a little grimy. I mean, look, what do those nail beds look like?
I like it dirty though.
You know what? He's kind of clean. He's a little clean there. Look at he's checking everything,
That's what a
making
good
sure.
manicure will do.
Yeah,
That's how you know he takes care of his hands.
Look at that thumb. I can see the crevices right there on his index finger.
Ridiculous.
There's a little dirt. There's a little bit of dirt there.
Oh, talk dirty to me, Batman. You work that tool, Jason. You crank on that car.
Although there's a socket right there in the foreground. That's probably it's probably like a 14 millimeter 1/4-inch.
Communist. I
Half
like
inch.
it.
16 3/8.
Ooh, 16.
Ooh.
See, I was way off.
Back to America.
Talking to these knuckleheads on the phone. You're good.
Hey, we can make this a menage a quattro again. We just lost Patrick, so
So is the car up on the air jacks that the car has built into it, or do you have it on a rack? And it's just
No, it's on
like
it's
2.5
on air jacks, and we call them like
blocks.
double two highs or whatever. No blocks.
it's got
Oh,
a
okay.
5-ton. It's got a
So
5-ton
this-
jack and some logs under it.
So I'm looking to
So
something that
you raise
Iron
the
Man
car-
that Tony Starks would
Yeah.
create right now.
Yeah, so you start with this. So basically, the car's on the ground, and then so you raise it up on the air jacks, which is here.
Yep. And then you put the
And
little.
it shoots through this thing, and then basically you slide this on. Then
Slide
you let
the
the car down. You see, you do all three of them. You let the car down, which
like
will allow it to rest right here.
Oh, I let everybody.
So it's like an air piston. Then you shove a bullet aluminum like block in to hold everything up.
Yeah,
I'm trying to describe what I'm seeing because I'm the only one seeing this shit. Like Randy's not.
they
seeing
call
this.
them. Yeah, it's some of the catalogs call these elephant feet because they're just like a big pad.
It's like that's
Like
about the
Chernobyl.
size of my hand. I mean, it's a pretty large little piece.
Hey, Jason, do me a favor.
What?
Next time somebody walks in and asks what you're doing, instead of saying, listen to these knuckleheads, hand them your other AirPod. And we'll just bring them on the show.
I don't want to scare them.
Why?
That's a really clean undercarriage, though.
Yeah.
Like I wish the FJ looked like that.
He scrubs it with a loofah.
Despite all the stuff this car's been through, it's clean now.
Oh, the car. Okay.
Yeah, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, Patrick's back.
What?
I forgot to say earlier, the Commonwealth Games is going on. America could have been at these the games at the moment, like the Olympics light. You could have been there, but you're all treasonous colonials and left the Commonwealth. So on that, I'll leave
Dude,
So we could have been to the not as good as the Olympics? Is that what you're saying?
Sounds like the Scottish Highland Games. to me.
Right.
We're just gonna throw some logs around and see what happens.
Drink some Lefroy. Wear skirts.
Oh my god. Oh, we've been at this for almost 2 hours.
This one?
Yeah.
It's because you guys got on talking all that silly race car nonsense.
It has been nothing but race car nonsense with Jason.
Listen to the sound of him
Randy,
cranking
you're
that.
surprised you've lasted this long, man.
I zoned out a couple times. I'm not
Oh
going to
no,
lie.
he's grabbed his phone and looked at some things. I've had to pour him 3. I think he's on his 4th glass of whiskey or 3rd glass of whiskey.
9th, 42nd.
I hear that.
Here's my thing. I would rather be doing what you're doing right now than watching racing. I love like rebuilding the old trucks with that. I love it. Driving the old cars, love it. But sitting and watching race, like if I was at a race like you guys were, I'd be all in.
Yeah.
But I can't. I have a hard time sitting and just watching cars go lap after lap after lap, maybe changing a position 1 or 2 spots.
Well, that's if you're sitting in the same spot. You need to walk around the infield of the track.
I said sit and watch on TV.
Oh, wow.
I can't walk around the infield of the track that's 9 states away.
If you're at the track, you'd have a good time.
Yeah.
But it's like hockey. I don't watch hockey on TV ever.
Well, no one watches hockey.
When
on
I
TV.
go to a game, dude, I'm like cheering, yelling, rooting for the fight.
It's because you can see everything.
Right.
At a race, though,
it's a lively atmosphere, too.
You can't see everything at a race, though.
No, but it's a different atmosphere than sitting at home.
It is. Well, that could be said for football games, baseball games, basketball games.
Agreed. But
that's everything.
But I can watch football at home and get into it. I don't. You can't. Not everybody can. I'm just saying, personally, for me, racing has become this. In the racing you guys are all talking about, it's definitely different than NASCAR.
Well, yeah.
Hands down.
Because they don't make
NASCAR,
just left turns.
Yeah, the only NASCAR I ever thought was even remotely cool was when they did road courses, which is rare.
Well, supposedly they're starting to bring that back.
That's what I used to like.
They're doing a lot more road courses, and they were smart. Monster was very smart a couple years ago by bringing in or by doing the different stages, so it breaks up the race. Because normally there's no point in watching anything other than like the last 50 laps or something like that. So at least
give me the last 3 in the wrecks, and I'm happy.
Yeah, the wrecks are always
like a 500 lap race. I'm not watching all that. I'm just not.
I will say, I just want to call out right now. Jason got a haircut since the last time we talked to him.
Yeah,
I just realized that his hair's a little shorter.
It's trying it shorter. See what happens. But
I'm going longer.
I can't see it, but I don't like it.
I'm getting a longer. I'm going for a longer
back
hairdo.
in for you, buddy.
My last haircut was January 5th, I think.
I'd have to look at my credit card statement.
I know mine was just right after New Year's, and I was like, I'm going to grow it out again.
Mine was probably in April or May.
Yeah, you had it long for a minute, and I was like, it's getting there.
It's because everything shut down during COVID. I couldn't fucking get a haircut.
No, here recently until that last haircut, you had it starting to grow back, not as long.
Now, so Lexi, my oldest, she has said, I like it when you have longer hair. Now the problem is I don't mind having longer hair. My issue is I have a thyroid issue, so my hair is thin. I'm not losing hair; it's just thin.
Yeah, I'm saying you're not going bald.
No. So I'm trying to figure out how to get thicker hair to have longer hair to compensate for the thyroid issue that I have.
You need that 4 hymns or whatever pill.
I've actually looked into that, and I'm still trying to figure that shit out, if it'll actually work or not.
Oh, there you go.
Because if I can get thicker hair like Jason's...
Oh, Jason's got a beautiful mane.
He's got... I mean, if he grew that shit out, he'd be like...
Imagine if he had a...
He'd be like John Daly.
If he had
God
it shoulder
damn
length
it.
or longer, he'd be like Sam Elliott in Roadhouse, and that would be so sexy.
He would be like Fabio.
He said John Daly.
Jason
Oh,
would
man.
be a salt and pepper Fabio.
I think he'd be better than Fabio.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Jason's much sexier.
The problem is I'll never have gray hair, and I want gray hair.
Mine's getting there.
Like, I'll get gray...
I don't know,
I'll get
man.
gray
Mine's
chin
getting
hair.
Pretty out of control now.
Dude, when I met you, you had salt and pepper hair. Now you're just salt.
Now you're just salty.
Fucking gray, bro.
And it's fine. Like, that's nothing to be worried about. Like, that's nothing to be upset about.
No.
Like, I really...
No, I don't care. It doesn't bother me. But
You're so
it's
sexy,
definitely
is all I'm
different.
saying.
I've wanted gray hair since I was 13.
That's weird.
It's because I'll never have it. No one... There isn't a guy in my family that has gotten full gray.
That's like me wanting straighter hair. Like
Well,
if I had straighter hair, like Jason's.
your head's full of pubic hair.
It is. So is my face
Right.
and my mouth.
My hair's straighter now, but it wasn't, man. It was curly for the longest time.
I mean, it's like no guy in my family. It's only the temples. It's almost like mafia bullshit. Like it's only the gray. Like I'm like Polly. Like I'll only
Yeah.
get gray at the temples,
Yeah.
but I'm not even gonna get that. Like because my dad's hair was black.
Yeah.
Like jet fucking black.
I mean, I've seen pictures.
Right. My
Yeah.
grandfather's
He
hair.
had long hair too.
He did.
Yeah.
Well, he was a biker. I mean, he
it
was
fit him. It looked good.
He was literally like a honorary Hell's Angel. I don't know how that works, but that was a thing. But
I'm not gonna ask.
my grandfather had like just the gray temples, like Polly from The Sopranos.
Like Pauly Shore?
No.
Oh.
My dad was same way, just right there. But because I've got this blonde gene, I'll never have gray hair.
So every other male in your lineage that you know of have dark hair?
Everybody.
Yeah. And you got blonde?
My grandfather on my mom's side, dark hair, gray temples. My mom had strawberry blonde hair. I got that gene, so now my hair is lighter. I'll never get gray hair except on my face and maybe on my dick. Definitely on my dick because I've already pulled a couple.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I get more.
Pulled a couple dicks?
Pulled a couple of gray hairs on my dick.
Oh. Hey, there's your daughter. Oh, she didn't come out.
No, that door's closed.
Almost.
But I would love to have gray. I've even talked to the girl that does my hair. I'm like, what can we do to get gray hair?
Diet gray.
She's like, we'll dye it. And she's, but we have to keep dyeing it. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's not worth it.
It's a
to me.
process.
That's not worth it to me.
Dude, let's all just grow our hair
I
out.
actually took her a photo of Jason. I'm like, what can we do to get this?
And she was like,
She
what
was like-
GQ magazine?
She goes,
Volume was
she
this?
goes, who's this model? I'm like, he's a friend of mine. I can't give out names, but
He's
it's a
my
guy-
boy toy.
It's a guy I know. She goes, his hair is fucking fabulous. I'm like, it is.
My cousin's like that. My cousin and Jason, as far as that kind of crap goes, remind me a lot of each other because he's had long hair, short hair. He's getting some of the salt and pepper. Always looks like a model.
Yeah.
The dude could pull over 3 days unshowered, pull over on the side of the road, puke, and look up and like be ready for a photo.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Well,
wow.
I'm always ready for a photo.
He's also got Crohn's really bad, so I don't want to like deal with that. But he's
Well,
like, he just looks.
It's like between Jason and my buddy Pete. So Jason's got salt and pepper hair.
You're friends with Pete Davidson?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So, I know.
Great
It's
head of
crazy.
hair.
Like, I'm trying to get him to give me some Kardashian money.
Yeah.
But, like, Jason, like, his goddamn hair is fabulous.
Oh, it
So
is.
he's got, like, the salt and pepper look going, which it's more gray, and I fucking love it. But my buddy Pete is blonde, and he's going gray. So he's got that sandy salt look going. Like,
Yeah.
and he's from Martha's Vineyard. Like, he's one of those, like...
Oh, he's one of those.
He's one of those like, I grew up and I had a personal chef growing up, and we always had a driver, and
I had a personal chef growing up.
yeah, it was
And I was from the lower west side of Columbus.
yeah. Your mom doesn't count.
No. His name is Boyardee.
What? Well, no. Pete had like legitimately had
That's
a
crazy.
house. So, and I make fun of Pete, and Pete hates it. Pete had they had a chef. Like he grew up, he had a chef. He hates
wild.
the fact that he lived he had that lifestyle
Why?
because
because he gets made fun of now by friends who did
No,
it?
it's just
I would own that. Like,
No,
yeah, I did.
no.
Sucks to be you.
no. The problem is his sisters own that lifestyle, but they can't live that lifestyle.
So they're trying to
So they're
keep
trying
up the
to,
appearance.
They're trying to keep up the appearance of that lifestyle. Pete hated that lifestyle. Like, he did not like the fact that he had a woman coming into the house who lived at the house, cleaning the house every fucking day,
Give me one of those.
finding his weed stash. He hated the fact that they had a driver. He hated the fact that they had a chef.
They had a driver?
Yeah. Oh, no, the guy that I work with,
Jeez.
he is the most down-to-earth person. You would never know that he, other than the way that he dresses, because there's certain things you can't get rid of. Like, when you show up to work in a pair of khakis, a button-up shirt, and a fucking vest, you're from fucking Martha's Vineyard. I don't give a shit. No, not even the bow tie. Like, but he just has this air of like, I came from money. He hates the fact that he has this.
Then tell him to stop wearing that and go to Old Navy.
He can't. It doesn't matter where he goes. He goes and buys shit, and he just like shows up and he's like, "Hey guys," and you're like, "Oh, so did you just get back from
Hey guys, I'm trying to be more down to earth. Here's my $2,000 outfit.
He doesn't even. It's not even like he doesn't even buy that shit. Like, he wears fishing gear at this point. Like, he shows up in a fishing vest, and you're like, "Where'd you get that at? Fucking some fishing shop in Martha's
I bet
Vineyard?"
he tries too hard. He looks like Bill Murray and What About Bob with the vest and the hat.
Yeah, it's exactly
it's like
what it
over
is.
the top.
And I love Pete, and I go fishing with Pete, and Pete and I are good friends, and I always make fun of him for shit. And it's just like,
Your daughter needs your help with her apple.
No, she's fine. What do you need? Yeah, you can have it. We'll buy another one. It's fine.
We can afford one more apple.
Yeah. So like, I'll constantly. I'm like, well, are you going to Martha's Vineyard this weekend? He's like, fucking stop. But
Yes, I am.
The reality is, his family still has a house in Martha's Vineyard.
You almost said Marcia's Vineyard.
Marcia's Vineyard.
That's in Pike County.
Marcia. So he still has a house in Martha's Vineyard that he is one of the owners of with his other sisters. But the one sister is doing all this bullshit. Like, she's making all these upgrades at her own expense, but not including the other two siblings because she wants to own the house because she lives down the road.
Fine, have her buy it out.
Well, that's what he's trying to do. They have an LLC on the house, but she can't buy it out till the dad passes away.
Kill him.
No. He is in his upper 90s.
Dang. Good for him.
He has had kidney surgery where basically he's on permanent, like, colostomy bag type shit where they filled his kidneys full of sand.
It sounds sexy.
Doesn't it? And
that's what I want to talk about.
Pete's like, there's a piece of property that Pete wants down in the Carolinas that he can't buy the property until his dad passes away because of inheritance and all the other shit. But the one day I'm like, what's going on, Pete? And he's like, fuck, I don't know. He's like, my dad's on the phone with like some guys that are in the mafia in fucking Russia. And I'm like, he's with the Russian mob? He's like, yeah. He's like, they're moving some money around and doing this other bullshit so that, he can get some money to pay for this, that, and the other for where he lives. And it's a thing. And I'm like,
first world problems.
I'm like, Pete, you realize that nobody has the problem of dealing with the Bulgarian mafia. And he's like, well, Bulgaria, Russia, whatever. He's like, they're just trying to move some money around with his accountant so that he gets some things taken care of.
So he had all that money growing up because his dad was in the mob.
Yeah,
he was.
It's unsaid, but for the most part, I think his dad is part of the Bulgarian mafia, and they're moving some shit around to. So, but I just got bit by something on my foot.
Cornfly.
Maybe. But Pete's a great guy, and he hates that lifestyle of. So when I bring up anything about Martha's Vineyard, he's like, "Here we go. Yes, I had a pilot. Yes, I had a chef. Yes,
a pilot.
Yes, I had a driver. Yes, there was a woman who cleaned my house. I don't want to hear about it." Well, now it's gotten to the point where him and I go fishing. And he's like, so I was up at the Martha's Vineyard last weekend and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how's your sister doing? He's, fuck that bitch.
Nice.
I'm like, all right, so we're getting somewhere now.
So I'm out fishing with my buddy Pete, and he gets out his diamond-encrusted fishing pole.
The shit that Pete does, like,
He's like in a full tuxedo on a John boat.
No. That's over flashy.
I feel like he's the guy that goes into pro bass and just like buys everything he sees that he thinks would normal, not rich people would do.
Well, hold on. So Pete's an avid bass fisherman. So he's not going in and buying everything that someone who needs to be outfitted with everything. But he does have 8 fishing poles.
I'm not saying
I'm not saying he's rich.
If I hit the lottery, I'm not going to say anything, but there will be signs.
There'll be signs, and there's so like on his bass boat, we go out on his bass boat, and he gets fishing poles out, and he pulls out 3 or 4 poles at a time, just so he doesn't have to switch lures.
Oh my god!
Oh wow!
He's like, well, this one's got a chatterbait on it, and this one's got a I just got a hook and a sinker on this one for running, a Yamamoto, and this one's got a, we're gonna do this with this one, and he just pulls out different.
Complete opposite of me. When I started golfing,
and I'm over there like clipping. I'm like, he's like, your leader's getting kind of short. I'm like, it's because I got 1 pole, Pete. I got 1.
This is it, buddy.
1, and I got a tackle box full of shit.
That's like when I first started golfing in a golf league. Like I was doing it for fun with friends, and I got in this golf league not because I was good, just to golf more with friends. And for the first 3 years, I would take out my grandpa's golf clubs that were the original like wood head drivers.
Oh, I got them downstairs.
The blade.
I got your grandpa's fucking clubs downstairs.
Do you?
Oh yeah.
How?
They're wood heads.
Oh, okay. I was like, I'm pretty sure they're in my dad's basement.
Yeah, my grandpa had stuff like that.
And that's what I golfed with. If you look at me and I'm like, dude, I grew up poor. What do you want from me?
I grew up with. I still have hand-me-down.
I did not have a pilot. I didn't have. We had a woman that cooked and cleaned. And her name was Mom.
Yeah. Well, Pete didn't have that.
And I mean, we had chores too, but
and Pete's a
so
great
Pete's
guy,
never done a chore.
No.
Has he ever washed a dish?
Yeah, he does it now. Because he hated that fucking lifestyle. Pete was the guy.
It's so weird coming from a different upbringing. To think of that, like you grew up without air conditioning.
I did,
and he does dishes because he hated somebody else doing his dishes.
Yeah, it's just
funny to think about.
Here's another thing, and Pete doesn't listen to shows, but I don't give a shit. So, and even if he did, I still wouldn't give a shit.
Neither would he because he's rich.
Now
and he'll have the mob kill us.
Yeah, probably. Actually, yeah. But he. It's like the worst episode. It is not the worst episode ever.
I forgot we were recording. I thought we were just on the phone with Jason.
So at one point, his parents.
First off, Liz, you have not listened to every episode ever, so that's not a fair assumption.
Right. Yeah. So his parents had moved from up in Connecticut down to Pennsylvania, to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So he claims he's from Pittsburgh, which I'm fine with. So he ended up.
So when people are like, "Where you're from?" he says Pittsburgh instead of Martha's Vineyard.
He will, yeah. He'll tell him from Pittsburgh because he spent most of his life in Pittsburgh.
I get that. I mean, I say I'm from Circleville, but I was born and lived a lot of my childhood in Columbus.
Right. So he will, but what he doesn't tell people is that he literally got into a fight and got kicked out of school. So his dad would send him to boarding school because he hated living in Pittsburgh.
I can understand that.
So he grew up in boarding school in New England. It wasn't Connecticut. I don't know exactly where it was, but he went to boarding school, and he only came back to Pittsburgh once a year because he fucking hated living in Pittsburgh. So
I mean, going from Martha's Vineyard to Pittsburgh.
I mean, yeah.
I've never spent time in either, but just what I've heard about them and read about them. Yeah,
Pittsburgh's not terrible, but
I know people that love Pittsburgh.
I mean, that Jason spends a lot of time in Pittsburgh. Well, when he was in Youngstown.
I just don't see Pittsburgh being any better than most of the big cities around this part of the country.
Pittsburgh's changed a lot over the years. I will say that. I mean, Pittsburgh used to be a dirty fucking city.
There's a lot of crime there too.
There's a lot of crime in any city you go to.
There is.
So, but Pete did his thing. He went to. And Pete's a great guy. He actually sent me a text. He's like, "Hey, when's that left wing going to be fine so that we can go fishing?" Because we go out and we go we go fishing and but I'm just like, I can't lift any more than 3 pounds right now. So if I get that 10-pound bass,
it makes it really hard to pee for you.
It does, because I carry 70-pound kettlebells between my fucking legs.
You lift up your balls to pee?
Sometimes.
Just like to liven things up.
I just cup them. It makes it easier.
Check for the testicular cancer while you're there.
When your dick's only 3 inches long, but you got 70-pound kettlebells, you just pick up the kettlebells.
I just jump in the shower and pee because I never know what's coming. It's coming out.
It's usually easier that way. But he's just like, I'm like, well, I can't pick up anything over 3 pounds right now with my left hand, and if I get a 10-pound bass, that lunker, I can't get it out of the boat.
Yeah.
You don't have a net. He's like, all right, that's fair. Let me know when you can come fishing with me.
So next thing you know, you're going to go out there and he's going to have 10 different nets.
Probably. I never catch a fish when I go fishing with him, though, so it doesn't matter. I've caught one fish.
That's because he's using all the expensive bait, and you're out there using grub worms.
No, because I buy the same shit.
You're using stale Wonder Bread. Don't lie.
No, I use the same shit he does. I buy Yamamoto, which is
sounds like a Japanese.
It is.
I figured it was.
It's a Japanese fisherman. So I buy the Yamamoto's baits that he uses, and I don't catch shit. And I think it's more the time of day we're going. I think if we went in the evening, there'd be a better chance than
fishing's like hunting. You got to go early morning or late evening, right?
Well, we go early morning. Like I get up to Alum Creek at like 8 a.m.
No, you got to go early morning
or 7 a.m.
Like we go hunting, we're on the mountain at 5 a.m., maybe 6.
But that's just so you can get set up.
You don't have to set up for squirrel hunting. You sit on a log.
Fuck, who gives a shit about squirrel? You can catch a squirrel
with my bare hands.
You can catch a squirrel with your bare hands in the middle of the day. You just hold out your hand, and they'll come up and eat it right out of your hand.
What are you, some kind of freaking Disney princess?
Yeah, I am actually.
Yeah, you're singing. Can you taste all the colors of the wind?
No, I hear colors at this point. So, but we'll like 7 a.m. We'll go out and hit the lake, and I don't catch shit. Like now, there was one I made a custom lure out of 2 different lures. I just kind of put the 2 together.
I thought you were about to say something crafty, like out of aluminum foil, a bobby pin,
and a piece of watermelon.
like some MacGyver crap. You're like, I made a lure out of 2 different lures.
I made a lure out of 2 different lures, and it did great. Like it was getting hit every single time. But then I lost it on a fucking log.
We talked about that, yeah. It was like the first time you used it, wasn't it?
It was the first time I used it. I cast it out. Fish hits it, and it was a big goddamn fish.
It was the log the whole time.
It probably was. What's up, Jason?
I can't hear Jason.
He's on mute. Oh, there's a number 22 car. We went on pause now. So, but it's been like, Pete's just a good guy. Like I love hanging out with Pete. He's so down to earth, and
that's the thing. I respect people that have, whether they grew up with old money or have come into earning
like porno money. He got some porno money.
But I respect the ones that remember where they came from or recognize that they have what they have and they're fortunate to have it.
Pete is so down to earth. His wife, she's like, I'm not driving anything less than a Mercedes. I'm not doing.
I'm like, fine. You're getting a 1992.
Well, so
diesel.
So and he'll oblige. Like she drives a newer, like I think it's an E-Class, like a two something E-Class, whatever. And Carol's great. Like he's like, but I'm not putting up with all this shit. Like he drives an FJ.
There you go.
He drives. He's like, I'm not. I love the FJ.
He said, "What do my poor friends drive?" Oh, Martel's got an FJ. I'll get one of those.
I'm driving one of those. It's awesome. But he's just down to earth, and he's not like that.
No, I've got a rich family member that owns a company that has grown drastically.
Is it GW?
No,
it's GW, isn't it?
No, he doesn't own a company anymore. He shut his company down.
Well.
No, this one has money, like probably not Pete money, but more than you and I together money. And
I'm pretty rich. I'm getting extra electoral outlets put in.
That's very true. Maybe definitely more than me then. But he drives a pickup truck. His dress, like corporate casual, as high as he wants to go. He doesn't like wearing suits, but he's very much a jeans and t-shirt, wrenching on his old car.
Yeah,
down to earth. And he told my dad one time, because Dad's retired, he's still working, and they're the same age.
Yeah.
And he's like, you did it right. And he's like, what are you talking about? Like, you've got this, and that, and this house, that car,
But
blah
he's got
blah.
all kinds of stupid responsibilities.
Well, and that's what he said. I have to keep working though to maintain that. He said, "You've got the lifestyle you want, and you're retired.
Yeah.
You do what you want to do." Like, and he also said in another conversation, he said, "Here's the thing, though." He said, "I know where I came from," which he was born in Sabine, Ohio. There's nothing in Sabine, Ohio.
What the hell is Albino, Ohio?
Sabine, Ohio is where all the whiteies are.
Is that where the black white people are?
So, Sabine, it's funny, if you drive down 22 outside of Courthouse towards Cincinnati, Sabine, Ohio is this little podunk. I think it's got 2 stoplights on 22.
Shit, that's more in Toronto.
Yeah, it's a podunk town, and it's got a Dollar General and like
We
5
had
gas
2
stations.
stoplights, and then one got hit by a car.
so they never replaced it.
They put stop signs
And
in.
their sign says like Sabina, the Eden of Ohio. And I was like, was Eden really this?
You guys got snakes too, huh?
Serpents. Don't want to get you. But he's like, I'm one mistake away from losing everything. He said, I can make an easy, bad decision, lose my company.
If he hasn't put back and saved up,
Oh, no, I'm sure he has. I mean,
then he's not one mistake from losing everything.
But his point is, you never know what the future holds. Nothing's guaranteed.
It's not.
And,
just like this show.
right. But, yeah, no, I like, I don't care what people make or what they have. I don't care what you make or you have. I like people for who they are as
Just give me
people.
some of it.
Yeah. Dude, if I hit that lotto, you'd have been set.
If I hit the lotto,
I would have walked in today with a
Jason
check.
would have been set. Patrick would have been set. You would have been set.
I would have sent Patrick all kinds. I would have sent Patrick money wrapped in American flags.
I would have sent Patrick. All the money I would have sent Patrick would have been in rolled coins.
Pennies.
Here you go, buddy.
Yeah, I'd hook
$1
Mo
million
up.
in pennies.
Jason, I would hook up, but he'd have to earn his.
I wouldn't even have to do that.
Oh, I want to dance with somebody. Nope. I'd buy a dance with Jason.
Nope, I wouldn't even do that.
For $2 million.
I'd be like, here you go, buddy. All done. Set,
yeah.
ready to go. Signed, sealed, delivered.
I'm yours.
That's right. All right. Jason, you still there?
This is the worst show ever, Liz. I've not eaten yet today. It's not good.
You're good.
All right. Hey, we're going to
I'm here, but I got to go.
we're going to shut it down anyway.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Okay.
I appreciate you being on the show.
I definitely appreciate you listening.
Anytime, man.
I definitely appreciate you being a part of the show today.
Well, you said any time, but you don't mean any time.
Yeah. I always mean anytime.
We've asked you before, and you have not come on.
What's he's busy?
That's not an excuse. You're not allowed to have a life outside of our show.
That's right.
You know when we record,
But
sometime on Saturday,
hold
usually
on.
most times.
He says any time, but he came on the show today, literally put it on mute, and worked on the undercarriage of a car.
Yeah, that's true.
Which I appreciate him seeing the undercarriage of his car.
I definitely appreciate seeing his undercarriage.
So
I didn't see it at all. But
all right,
all right, Jason, we love you.
we do.
All right, boys.
Appreciate
Hopefully,
it.
I need to figure out shit with Mo, figure out what's going on with the Indy, because if we're all going to do the Indy thing, then we need to figure that shit out. If we're not,
Yeah.
no
Tell
big
him he
deal.
needs to
But
commit
then,
there.
but then I'll just fuck it. I'll just fly out to Phoenix for a week or a weekend or a day.
Yeah.
Liz is
Hell yeah, man.
shooting you shots as you say that.
I know. Shit, she got a week at the beach, and I ain't
Keep
getting the
going.
beach this year, so I can
You
go.
told her to go. You can't lord that over her.
No, I'm not. I'm not lording it over her. But if I want to go to Phoenix for the weekend, that shouldn't be a problem.
I'm not getting into that part.
That's right.
Anyway,
But I'm just saying you can't say, yeah, go have fun, and then be like, well, you gotta go.
I mean, I would.
That's like Beth's always like, you go on these trips with the guys. I said, go on trips. I'm not preventing you. Schedule them. Then she does. And then she's like, well, you got to go on to this other trip. I'm like, go.
Yeah, no, I'm not holding it over her head. I just.
All right, Jason's got to go.
So Jason's got to go. You're sexy. We love you.
Yeah, I got bleeder brakes. So. All right, man. I'll talk to you
Hey,
guys
that's what I
soon.
call it too.
Are you using a power bleeder,
No.
or are you just doing it manually?
Yeah, my power bleeder is sitting in the driver's seat.
Give him an AirPod.
All right. Well, we will talk to you later.
All right, bud.
All right, we'll
I'll
talk
see
to
you
you.
guys.
See you, Jason.
All right. See you,
All right.
Jason.
Yep.
All right.
And then we will close the show.
Check us on Instagram, Facebook, and the Twitter, and the bullshit.
Insta, Google, whatever.
Fucking whatever.
I got to
Who
get
cares?
some food.
All right.
I'm going to go home and eat.
Baby Seal walked into a club.
Should have ducked.